They had almost 200-yard rushers. And I look back at that game.
That was the game when it was Isaiah Crowell.
Yep, Crowell.
And
that's right.
Bilal Powell.
Yes.
Bilal Powell was the secondary rusher, and he went for 100.
Yeah, and so that told me right there that no matter how easy you think a game is, if you don't go in there with the right focus, with the right mindset, you can get your ass handed to you. And so, yes, this was a horrible team out there when you're talking about the Cincinnati Bengals, and they have some issues going on. Of course, they're missing Joe Burrow, but there's a lot of issues within that building that I'm hearing about. But you don't take it for granted. This was a get-right game. We talked about it all week. For someone like J.K. Dobbins, you kind of get in a rhythm. You finally get that 100 yards. So I'm not going to sit here if I'm J.K. Dobbins or I'm R.J. Harvey and say, well, it was against a bad team, so I'm not going to look at it the same. Oh, you go out there and you put those pads on and you go out there and try to perform at a high level and you look like that, you deserve to get your ass whooped. So, no, man, I don't take anything for granted. Every game counts. Every game matters. And it's just so hard to win in this league. And I just remember every time we got to win, and we didn't win often, but when we won, walking in that facility just felt good, man. You're looking around, everybody's smiling. The coaches are smiling. The general manager, when he was around, would smile. It was one of these things where it's just like you feel good.
Like that.
You're
smiling for different reasons.
That little jab.
The
general manager.
A little tumbler with some ice. Yeah.
When he came around every once in a while, you're smiling. You just don't have to walk on eggshells because you finally won a game. So you don't ever take it for granted. You enjoy that victory Tuesday today for those if you're those players, and for us, we're gonna enjoy it too. And you move on to the next game, which is Philly.
Did you guys have a twinge of doubt at the start of the game?
The very first drive, I did have worry.
When they went down and kicked a field goal, and then the Broncos go 3 and out, I did not feel good. I didn't. And I'm like, is this really going to be this type of night? Is it really going to be this type of night? I can't think back to a time that had more contrast, and I'm sure I have. I just can't think of it, where like the first 5 minutes of a game and the last 5 minutes of a game were not even the same species. I mean, you get to a point in these games, I don't know about you guys, but like I just stopped taking notes.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? You just stop taking
it's
notes.
Almost, I usually call it rich man, poor man. It's like if you have an outdoor shower, you're either really rich or you're really poor. If the backup quarterback comes in.
I love that.
You got a backup quarterback that comes in.
Yeah.
You either went really well or something went really wrong. So maybe Mike Evans actually would have been right. Mike needs to do some studying instead of making fun of you all day, Zach, because this whole play Jarrett Stidham stuff, like maybe they could have played Stidham at the end because they were up. And they were just going to win. So maybe that would have been the rich man, poor man. I don't know.
We started the show with it, and it's gotten a little bit better. I'm so shocked that I wake up to social media posts, and I know James said it, but that's James, of like people not happy about a win.
Oh, they can beat on a bad
good
team.
enough for them to win. And as I tweeted out, I'm like, hey, I'm old enough to remember when they lost to those bad teams.
Yeah.
Remember when they were losing 30-16? They're winning 28-3 now, guys. Let's celebrate what we can celebrate.
There's context to it. I mean, there were so many penalties throughout that game that stopped drives.
Yeah.
And stopped
it's hard
the
to watch,
rhythm
man.
of the play. Yes.
You know when the broadcasters are like openly complaining that they're here?
Did that.
Like they're openly complaining
They're
that they're
jokes.
calling an NFL game. Scott Van Pelt after the game was like, I'm sure you boys got a lot to talk about this one, don't you? But no, we have to remember, and to Dover's point, when you have context to the way things used to be, like even for you as a person, you guys remember, it was my favorite quote of the year, Giannis Antetokounmpo last year, the Greek Freak, during the season, when a reporter said, hey, this is going to be a grueling road stretch. And he said, a grueling road stretch? He goes, I understand what you're trying to say. He goes, they serve me steak on the plane. I get whatever I want. And then when the plane lands, our cars are already warmed up for us. We barely have to get off the plane, and then all we have to do is walk to our warm car, and we're ready to go. We fly first class. We stay in 5-star hotels everywhere we go. There's nothing grueling about the road trip, ma'am. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, that's someone who's been poor.
Mm-hmm. He gets it.
It's still a luxury.
That's someone who used to beg on the side of the street with his brother. So he's never going to lose that context. Mm-hmm. And I hope with myself, not that I was ever on the side of a road, begging, but like I hope that like on the inside of my collar, no matter how much Phil makes fun of me for sitting in a suite or something.
No.
The inside of my collar will always be blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you have experienced an era of Broncos football like we have, and come in and talk about a bad football team for years at a time, where you start talking about the draft in November because you're out of it. I will never, ever, ever come in on a day like today and dump on a team that just won 28-3. Now, there's nuance and context, and we have the bandwidth to have those conversations and to peel these layers back. But if you're someone who's kicking the Broncos while they're up, I understand kicking them while they're down. You're a fan, you're passionate, but you don't kick up. You know what I mean? They just won 28-3 and got back to 500. So
that's insane.
That's
It's a day to celebrate today in Broncos country. They did what they were supposed to do, and there are things to learn. I think it's the perfect scenario. You didn't play perfect. You won going away. It should have been 45-3.
It should, yeah.
But you didn't play perfect, so you have things to learn.
Yeah. Right.
In a blowout win, this is a great day.
Yeah. Well, Phil.
Lovely day. It's gonna be.
Hey, by the way, that shirt,
lovely
dude,
day.
that's clean right
Appreciate
there.
it. Actually,
That's clean.
What is that?
So before we got our butts whooped at the end there, 24-21, BYU ends up getting their W. So my teammate that when I was a freshman, his name is Derek Webb. Shout out Derek Webb, linebacker. Now, he wasn't on a team that was good, but when my teammate was around, he always took care of me. He was always a dude that was kind to me. And there was a lot of a-holes in that locker room when I first got there. I'm
Sure,
gonna be real.
sure. Oh, yeah.
A good football team.
Yeah,
We were bad.
Yep.
Culture was bad in there. But he always was one that looked forward to coming in and teaching the young guys how to be a college student, how to be a college football player. And so he was out there during the football game with the tailgate, and he has a brand. And he brought his brand out there, and it's these shirts.
Those are
and
sick,
so,
dude.
So you can't see it right now. You'll be able to see in about 5 minutes when we're gonna sit
Switch
where
spots,
Dover
yeah.
and Cecil are, and you'll be able to see us on YouTube or DenverSports.com to streaming live. It's a buffalo, and the buffalo has a grill.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And when I say grill, like his
Yeah.
teeth,
Like Jamar Chase.
Yes. He's got a grill, and he's got a chain, and it looks like he's wearing some version of the Prime glasses. Which, if Prime saw that shirt, he's going to want a nickel. But he's the Ralphie the Buff is showing the grill. He's got the chain. He's got the Prime glasses, and it says SCO on the bottom of it.
That's
SCO
clean.
Buffs.
That's
Wait,
clean.
you guys don't wear chains? Are we the only ones that wear chains? And we know the old guys in the morning, they're never going to wear chains. They're out of
It's
the
a two-chain
You guys,
Tuesday.
2 chains?
So
Love it.
I'm not gonna lie. I used to wear chains when I was playing football, and I would go to the chain guy over there at the mall. I'm not paying for a bunch of $1,000 chains. I would go there, get the fake chains.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because everybody
What do you
thinks
mean?
because you're in the NFL, you're making gazillions of dollars.
Yeah.
So they look at a chain and they think it's real. And so I would just go there, get the chains. They would get pulled off. I would go back to him, pay $100 maybe for another chain.
Do you guys like? There was a point in my life where I was probably 14, where all I wanted in life was a sweet iced out chain.
Oh, heck yeah.
And you remember like when they had Diddy was doing it and Jay-Z, they'd have like the staggered crosses that you'd have.
Mace
like,
did that too.
Yeah, Mace did it too. It became it was like you had, and they hung down. They hung.
Yeah.
And the one would be, maybe a foot, maybe 10 inches off your Adam's apple, and the other one would be 14 inches, and they'd just be clanging together. And that was. And
You're not talking about Andrew Mace.
No. Mace.
I would love to see him in a chain.
Mace.
I would love to see
Mace.
him
I've
in
been
a
tried.
chain.
He said he's not going to get one. I
Murder
tried.
Mace. Murder Mace. Yeah, gosh. And I remember I went to the Erie County Fair outside Buffalo, world's largest county fair, and they were selling fake chains. And I came back to middle school with like a $20 fake iced out, and I was walking on air. Couldn't tell me nothing.
Wearing FUBU.
Yes. I have a picture of me wearing a FUBU polo and in my school picture.
It was the Tim's on.
The school
For us
picture,
bias and Zach Bye.
Remember me this way. My FUBU shirt in 5th grade. All right. It was a must win, and the Broncos left no doubt. What was our biggest takeaway from Monday Night Football? That's next.
The streak is over. J.K. Dobbins ran all over the Bengals and became the first 100-yard rusher for the Broncos in nearly 40 games. With Dobbins and Harvey both gaining steam, has Denver found a new recipe for success on offense? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here on behalf of my friends at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, talking to you men out there. You know, I was just talking with the fellas about how I used to be when I was younger. And you may think about yourself and how you used to be when you were younger when it comes to intimacy. Maybe things were just a little bit easier for you, all right? And I am talking about erectile dysfunction. Now, don't go squirming in your seat, all right, or changing the channel. ED is a medical condition, okay? And like most medical conditions, it's treatable. And I'm talking about success rates with Rocky Mountain Men's treatments well over 90%, all right? Those are Hall of Fame numbers. So, got to tell you, to schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, okay? They've served the Front Range of Colorado for nearly a decade. They're not new. They've successfully treated tens of thousands of men, so you're not that special. All right, the initial visit is just $99. It includes a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, a TN PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. If the test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is on the house. So stop living with ED. Call them at 720-440-7900 or visit them online at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. This guy sitting next to me says, "You're our good luck charm." Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. Now his entire family wants to buy me Bud Lights. I think I'm some kind of a football prophet. Talk soon. The team needs me.
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity, and the other day I'm over at a friend's place. He's pumped to watch football, but his setup, total mess. Lagging, buffering, switching between apps, trying to find a game. He claimed to be a big fan, but I feel like I was being fan-fished. See, if you call yourself a football fan, you gotta have Xfinity. It's the ultimate sports destination. I can find the best games and my favorite teams all in one place. And the way I watch, well, it's next level. It's the perfect fan flex. I've got all the action right in my living room, plus Xfinity's best picture and sound with enhanced 4K, so clear it feels like I'm in the stadium. Sometimes I've got 4 games going on at once. Why? Because why not? On top of that, I get real-time notifications, live stats right on my TV. It's the best seat in the house every single time. Next game day, make sure that big fan isn't a big fail. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Multi-view requires Xfinity 4K cable TV box.
Every great game comes down to one thing, the drive. And right now it's time to make yours count at Groove Toyota. Get into a new Toyota, a certified pre-owned Toyota, or shop our huge selection of used vehicles, all priced right and ready to move, with limited time offers in Colorado's best lineup of Tacomas, Tundras, SUVs, and more. Don't wait on the sidelines. These deals won't last. Make your move today at Groove Toyota on South Broadway in Inglewood, or start shopping now at GrooveToyota.com.
Mike Evans here for Copperhead Plumbing. Your home doesn't have to flood before you know there's a problem. With the Mow and Flow Smart Water Shutoff System, you can monitor your home's water usage in real time right from your phone. You'll get notified the moment a leak starts. Trust Copperhead Plumbing for professional installation. Ask about installing a Mow and Flow system today.
Copperhead Plumbing, built to last. Call us once, you'll forget the past.
Copperhead Plumbing. They plumb different. They plumb custom.
Fall is here. The leaves are piling up. The air is getting crisp. Football's back on TV and chili's been simmering in the crock pot for hours. At Postman Law, the season may change, but one thing stays the same. We fight for hardworking folks when they've been injured. We've recovered billions for our clients, and it costs nothing to find out if you have a case. You don't pay a dime unless we win for you. If you've been hurt in an accident, call Postman Law at 844-POSTMAN today. That's 844-POSTMAN. This is attorney advertising.
Tune into Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Wednesdays at 9:15 to hear ESPN NFL analyst Dan Orlovsky break down Bo Nix and the Broncos every week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Off and rolling. Here on a Tuesday, September 30th, on a Victory Tuesday at that. Woo! How you doing, Mr. Phillip Lindsay?
I'm great, man. I'm great. It's Victory Tuesday. All right, guys, I got a chance to go home, watch the game, play around with my son, play swords. You know, he'll take a lifesaver. I'll take a plastic bat. We'll get a pillow, and then I'll have a shield. He'll have a shield. And we just go back and forth. And he loves to do that, pretend like he's a knight. You know how kids are. They just have a great imagination. And
of course.
So watching the game, playing with my kids, and enjoying being home, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I am thrilled to be here today. We have so much to get to. And, you know, I just to piggyback on the conversation we were just having during the crosstalk with Cecil and Dover, man, it wasn't perfect, and there's context to everything, but I cannot not come in here appreciative of a Broncos victory to get them back to 2-2. This is what they needed. Like, we have to remember how disjointed the Broncos offense was through the first 3 games. This was what the doctor ordered. Did it feel like a scrimmage at some times? It did.
Yeah,
it did.
That's not on us. That's their problem, not ours.
That's right. That's right.
That's how I look at it. And then when you look at the game, you look at how the defense played. They gave up 3 points. You look at how the offense played. They sustained drives. Bo Nix got in rhythm. Bo Nix had some success. Sean Payton, as a play caller, looked good. Special teams looked good. So why would you come back after watching that game and have an issue with the win? I don't understand that. That's just somebody wanting to be mad just to be mad.
Well, if you are looking for something to be upset with, you're going to find it in most cases.
Yeah.
All across different phases of life. If you're looking for reasons to be unhappy and upset, you're going to find them if you're looking in the right places. You'll find them if you're looking in the right places last night. Because it was far from perfect. It was far from perfect. But I'll just say, again, I think it was just what the doctor ordered for this team at this particular time. And
but what's perfection? Truly, what is considered perfection? Like, human beings are not perfect. When you're in a 60-minute football game or a basketball game or a hockey game, like, it's not going to always be perfect. So what are people wanting to see? Like, Bo Nix not throw the interception? If Bo Nix is not being aggressive, how is he ever going to learn? How is he ever going to grow? Now, of course, you don't want to make the same mistakes twice or 3 times, but he is still young. So, like, let me know what perfect looks like in a football game.
It's never going to be perfect. There's no such thing. No one's ever played the perfect football game. And so, but that doesn't mean that there's not corrections to make or times that you were maybe frustrated during the game. Sloppy football game. Sloppy game. Like, if we're watching this and this was the Bears and the Titans, you're probably like playing on your phone and like half paying attention, like, wow, this game stinks. It was a blowout. It was a best case scenario. It should have been a blowout. It was. Broncos rolled 28-3, 512 yards of offense, and the opposition couldn't get to 160. I mean, think about that. 512 to 159. A complete and utter role reversal and a full circle sequence within an 8-day period of the Broncos having 20 less first downs than the Chargers. And then this week, you can't make it up, to be plus 20 in first downs.
Yeah.
Week over week. I mean, that is a 40 first down swing from being minus 20 first downs last week to plus 20 first.
We critiqued Denver about that.
Holy smokes.
And now they're on the opposite side of it saying, wow, you turned things around. Yes, there's context to it. Yes, it was against the Bengals. They're down and out. They don't have their franchise quarterback. There's a couple other things that's going on in that organization that's just not right for them, and there's a bunch of arguing going on already.
They're dysfunctional over there.
They're dysfunctional.
They are, and they have been.
There you go. I'll never forget when one of my teammates said this about what was going on in the organization when it comes to the food. They said after a certain amount of time during camp, once they go and they have lunch and maybe a little bit of dinner, they close up shop and they lock all the food, they lock all the drinks.
I've heard this.
How are you supposed to get something to drink? Hydrate yourself for the next day when there's a certain time where they lock everything up? How cheap can you be to do that to these grown NFL players that you want to keep healthy? When I was listening to that, I was shaking my head like, wow, that's insane. This is an NFL organization doing that to NFL players that they're paying a lot of money for, that they're investing money in?
Yep. And this is why, through circumstance, not merit, but through circumstance, Broncos country has really lucked out with this ownership group. And the Broncos became available at the time that they were ready to take on something like this. I'm talking about the Walter Penner family ownership group. Because and I go back to the summer when I asked Sean Payton, when the quotes came out, when Sean popped off to Charles Robinson of Yahoo and we're going to win, this is a Super Bowl team and Bo can be top 4. I asked him specifically that day about the Super Bowl comments. And Sean was not in a good mood that day.
He liked you, though. He was always kind to Zach By this year.
This year. Yeah. Mostly. But Sean took the Super Bowl comments and said, you got to have a quarterback, you got to have a roster. He goes, but it really starts with ownership. And he goes, there are about 20 teams every year when the season starts, they think they have a chance, but they actually don't. And the Bengals are in that category. Now, I know they were a couple plays away from the Super Bowl a handful of years ago when they lost to the Rams, right? Yeah. I think it was a 4-point loss. And so I don't want to act like they've never done anything right because they drafted Joe Burrow. But you're sitting there at 1 and you earn that spot. And now you see when you remove him. So you were so bad you had the number 1 pick and you stumbled into Joe Burrow, who 400 days earlier, no one knew Joe Burrow's name really nationally. You stumble into him, and then you see when you remove him from the equation, just the absolute house of cards that guy props up each and every Sunday. That organization is nothing without Cincinnati. And I'll take a shot at my Bills. The Bills are nothing without Josh Allen. But when you have a franchise changer, but then when you remove him from the equation and you get to see what it looks like.
But you can say that exact same thing now. Maybe it's different with the Chiefs, but maybe not. Because everything went right when Patrick Mahomes became the quarterback there. They had Alex Smith. Now, they won games.
Yeah, they did. They did.
But they didn't get to the ultimate goal, which is the Super Bowl, until Patrick Mahomes was there. So, of course, when you have that franchise quarterback there, you're relying on him so much that you tend to forget that you need a team, that you need to build around him, that if something does happen to that quarterback for a little bit, do you have a backup that you can rely on for a couple games? Can you rely on your defense like the Denver Broncos can? Can you rely on this backup quarterback to make plays because you have the offensive line situated? See, this is where Sean Payton has done a great job with his roster. He's built from the inside out. And I know you love that because you're with me. It's all about the trenches, both offensively and defensively. Sean Payton has done a phenomenal job in George. We got to give credit to George of building this roster up. And now you have a franchise quarterback. I believe in Bo Nix, and he's young, and he needs to continue to prove himself. But he has a bunch of pieces around him to protect him, to help him out, to complement him. And now you're starting to see some success. Now he needs to be consistent. Sean needs to continue to be consistent. But we're in a great place because of the ownership group, the coach and the general manager, and the players on that football field.
Well, a resounding win, 28-3, a true laugher that most people weren't watching around the country in the fourth quarter. I have plenty of questions after last night to follow up with. But first, it took 995 days. And last night it finally happened. That's next.
Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Denver Sports 1043 to stay up to date on all your local teams. Denver Sports 1043, the Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And if you're looking for fine jewelry or a great timepiece like I was, why wouldn't you want to shop where some of the world's leading designers are sold? Williams Jewelers helped me find my new Tudor watch, and they can do the exact same thing for you. And if it's not a watch, it's any type of jewelry you're looking for. Whatever you want, they have. And they're not going to pressure you at all. They gave me the time I needed to make the right decision for myself, and looking at this beautiful watch today, I made a great decision because of that. And starting from one little store in Inglewood, Williams Jewelers has grown into 2 locations and has become one of the largest fine jewelers in the country. So when you step foot into their showroom, you'll feel just like family when their service is going to reflect that. They are dedicated and they work hard to make sure you're satisfied with your purchase. And not only will they share the secrets of the business with you, but they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, my hometown jeweler, also the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue and also on Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you.
Today at Berg Simpson, we'll get a call from someone who needs our help. We'll learn about their loved one's injuries. We'll listen to their concerns, and we'll promise to fight for them. Then we'll use our resources and experience to deliver the best possible results we can for that client. So today, when that client calls Berg Simpson, we hope they feel they've done the best thing for their family.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here. Imagine your home quieter, cooler, and more beautiful with the new Infinity from Marvin windows. Right now, Gravina's Window Center of Littleton is offering 25% off. These aren't ordinary windows. They're built to outlast, outperform, and turn heads. Family owned since 1973, trusted across Colorado, and they never cut corners. Call them 303-794-0490 or visit windowsforyourhome.com. Don't delay. Quality costs less than regret.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR, AdvancedHair.com.
It's Truck Month at Corwin Toyota. Drive home a new 2025 Tundra with rates as low as 1.75% APR for up to 72 months. Or lease a 2025 Tacoma for just $449 down and $449 a month. With a wide selection of trucks in stock, now's the perfect time to trade in and trade up. Visit us on Pearl Parkway or shop online at CorwinToyotaBoulder.com. Corwin Toyota, family driven for over 100 years. Proud sponsor of Colorado Athletics.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat ready with Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Now through November 16th, new Comcast Business customers can get started with 150 megabit internet plus security for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig package. Call today. Restrictions apply. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and auto-pay with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
With the new IHOP value menu, all your breakfast faves are just $6 every day. Go to your happy plates with the $6 IHOP value menu. Available every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
On the Fan starting at 7. Wild card baseball action kicks off as Cincinnati faces LA.
One of Newsweek's best regional banks and credit unions. Learn more at WistaraCU.com.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
And in fact, I want to make a prediction right now. And I almost did this on Friday, and I kept the cat in the bag. Tonight, I believe the Broncos have their first 100-yard rusher since the 2023 season when Latavius Murray did it.
That was yesterday at Mile High Station, and what a time we had yesterday walking you guys up to kickoff, doing the pregame show. Shout out Mile High Station and everyone who showed love yesterday. That was awesome. But yeah, Phil, 995 days separating the last two 100-yard rushing games for the Denver Broncos. And I misspoke in that clip. I said the 23 season. It happened, and there was some confusion last night on social media because some folks were saying it was in 2022. I know for a fact because I lived it. It was in Latavius Murray on January 8th, 2023. I believe it was the last game of the season, actually.
It was against Arizona.
You're on it.
Arizona Cardinals.
You're on
the
it.
2022 season.
Yes.
But now it was in 2023 because the new year.
Yes, and I had the feeling, and J.K. Dobbins has crushed the eye test for me, and we were talking about how we got there is the number of carries. And I said, I think he's going to get between 16 and 20.
You did.
And with the understanding the Bengals are bad defense, and he's just due, and the Broncos are just due, and so it felt good to get that right. But what did you see from J.K. Dobbins last night?
Well, before that, I had to sing my little song because it's been a long time coming. It's been a long, long time coming. Look, for J.K., look at you smiling.
I
You like that?
I love that. You have a good voice, man. You do.
Man, I sing to my kids every night. You do too, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I do.
They love it. For J.K., I mean, I was pretty impressed with J.K. Dobbins last night, and I shouldn't be because throughout his career, when he is healthy, that's the issue with J.K. J.K., if he's healthy, he's going for 1,000 yards every single year. He's averaging 5 yards a carry in his career.
Yep, it's a top 5 number since he's gotten the league, but he just hasn't stayed healthy enough.
No, he can't stay healthy. It's 16, 17 games. 16 when he first got there, 17 games now. Can he stay healthy this year? Who knows? Hopefully he can because we need him. But he was a hard runner last night, breaking tackles, great vision, setting up the blocks, setting up the plays, bouncing back and forth. Looked like a running back that used to play back there that was able to be patient enough. And then when a hole opens up, he gets right through it, right? It's slow to fast through. And that's something that J.K. Dobbins is doing a great job of. And when there's 2 or 3 defenders on him, he still finds a way to get 2 or 3 more yards. He's just in a rhythm right now, a groove. The reason for that, for especially last night, he's confident in his abilities, as he should be. He's a vet. 2, Sean finally gave him the opportunity to stay in for a full drive. Sean finally gave him the opportunity to stay in and get 3 to 4 carries in a row. J.K. Dobbins would have hit 100 yards before the fourth quarter if it wasn't for some penalties.
That's true.
J.K. Dobbins, my guessing, would have had a couple touchdowns if Sean would have just kept him in the game instead of trying to be creative with R.J. Harvey with the Wildcat. I understand that there's game planning and you're trying to get everybody involved, but if you're J.K. and that was me, I'd be a little upset because it's like, Coach, I'm running. I'm doing my part. Right now, I'm neck and neck with a couple of rushers in this league. I'm trying to be number 1. But also I want my touchdowns too because guess what? For J.K. hasn't had that big-time contract yet.
He has not.
He has nickeled and dimed. So for J.K. in his head, it's like the only way I can get a big-time contract, knowing that I have this injury history, knowing that I've struggled to stay healthy and I don't have a 1,000-yard year, I need the coach to keep me in long enough to get the touchdowns. to get the yards so that when the season's done, I can come back to the table and say, you guys owe me a little bit more money because nobody was thinking about JK at the beginning of all this. You guys got me for the cheap. But now that I'm here, I'm buying in. I'm helping this team out. When you're getting me involved, he's going to want a big payday if he can continue to sustain this type of success, which he will because it's a great fit, a great scheme, has a really good offensive line in front of him, and he's feeling himself.
Real quick house cleaning, because Dante just brought that to my attention. It was, Dante said that Arizona, again, it's semantics, so it doesn't matter, but it wasn't the last 100-yard game wasn't against the Cardinals.
Oh, okay.
But Latavius did have a 100-yard game against the Cardinals 3 games earlier. But it was Week 18, and it was January 8th. It just happened to be the Chargers. So I just wanted, just for house cleaning, it was a January 8th, 2023, the last game of the 2022 season. But I thought that as well in terms of you saying, hey, he could have got to 100 yards, before the fourth quarter ever started. But you want to know what adds a layer of appreciation, I guess, for lack of a better term, is that he got to 100 yards, but it wasn't like he popped one for 66 and then made up the difference. In fact, he never had a rush longer than 16 yards, I don't believe.
Yeah.
So he had to body blow his way to that 100-yard, that century mark.
Chunk it.
There's different ways to get there, and I appreciate both of them. And he is one that can pop the long one. But there's a level of appreciation of like, damn, you did it the hard way. You literally did it 7 yards, 9 yards, 4 yards, 12 yards.
And he's so patient. He is.
He
He's
is.
sitting back there, letting the play develop, letting the offensive line get to that second level, and then hitting it when the hole opens up. You have to love it as a running back, but just as a fan, that we finally get to see the Broncos run the ball, control the clock, bring a physicality that the Denver Broncos have been missing for a couple years. That's what's going to help Bo Nix out in the long run. Now, for Bo, it's like, hey, I do have a run game I can lean on. I don't have to be Superman. But this is also going to open up play action. It's also going to open up Cortland Sutton and Pat Bryant and Troy Franklin and, Baby Joker, but he may not be Baby Joker anymore. He may be just Joker.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
And so it was just fun to watch. Yes, the Cincinnati Bengals are not a good team right now. They're not a good team. But that's their problem, not ours. J.K. Dobbins went for 101 yards. R.J. Harvey was able to bust off a couple chunk plays and look a little bit better. So life is good for the running back room.
Here is Sean Payton talking about maybe switching up the strategy a little bit when it came to his running backs.
I mean, there were certain tags that put either one in, but we gave them series. And I think that helped both of them. Certainly it's easier to call plays, and both of them got in good rhythms. I mean, there were hard-fought yardage. Those guys both ran hard. I thought we blocked them well. We pushed them well. And so we'll look at the film, but good to have a 100-yard rusher. It was good to run. I don't know how many attempts we had, but that typically happens with a big lead. I'd love to have that many rushing attempts, but it's usually a byproduct of being ahead.
And it was a byproduct. The Broncos ran 80 plays. 80.
Man.
8-0. 20 short of a hundo.
You got to love it.
30 more than 50.
Like the defense loves it.
80 plays. And you know how many Cincinnati ran? 43. I mean, are you kidding me? This would have been one of these things when you take a step back and consider the context, put it all on the table. It would have been disappointing if they didn't have a 100-yard rusher with a lead like that.
Well, it was trending that way for a second.
It was. It
was like, hey, Sean, what are you doing? Like, dude. I always say I'll never forget because it's flashbacks. We're playing the Detroit Lions, 2019. And I'm getting closer. It was a home game. We ended up beating them.
Okay.
And I'm getting closer to 100 yards. And I can feel it. I'm looking at the Jumbotron, and it's like, Phillip Lindsay, whatever, is close to it. And then all of a sudden, they start to, like, take me out, put Royce in, put Devontae Booker in. And I'm like, all right, now, hold on. I'm a team player. I am.
But
but come on, Zach. Come on. But hold on.
I remember they said, Kobe said one time, Shaq goes, there's no I in team. And Kobe said, but there's a me in that mother. Sorry, keep going.
No, you're good. But I'm like, man, I'm over here working my tail off. The only way you get recognized if you have 100 yards. At that time, Zach, if you go back, every time I had 100 yards, every time Phillip Lindsay had 100 yards, we won that game. Now, that wasn't often, but we won that game. There was a trend going on.
Sure.
So we were winning that game, and I think we were going to win it no matter what. But I wanted that trend to continue to happen so I can bring that to the table.
Yep.
So I'm sitting there, and the tight ends coach, I forgot his name, and I don't want to be disrespectful, but I'm like, yo, like this is bullcrap. And he's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? I said, Coach, I'm close to 100 yards, and yet they want to sit here and put somebody else in. Now, I'm a team player. Don't get me wrong.
Wade Harmon?
Wade Harmon. Yes.
Damn,
here we go.
I'm on it. What?
And he said, no, Phil, you're right. He said, I'll be right back. He gets on the headset, and it was Fangio. He said, Fangio, hey, Phil needs 15 more yards. 15 more yards. And he'll have 100 yards. So Fangio says, oh, okay, I didn't know that. So he puts me back in. That's when I bust for that touchdown. I bust for like a 30-yard touchdown, Zach. 25. I think it was a 30-yard touchdown.
27.
27 yards. Okay, look at you, man. I'm trying to bump myself up. Why you got to be all accurate?
I just want to be factual.
A 27-yard touchdown that got me over 100 yards.
You got to 109 that day.
109 yards because of that, thanks to that tight ends coach. So it does matter. So if J.K. would have got 100 yards, and he's kind of been putting things out there on the podium where it's like, I would love to get to 100 yards, or I would love to go back to back. He's doing that for a reason, because he does want to have the 100 yards. He wants to be the next running back to go for 1,000 yards for the Denver Broncos. That is on his mind. He's a human being.
Of course. Well, he's on pace for it. I mean, he's on pace to go over 1,300 yards at this current pace.
Man.
He's got to stay healthy. He's got to stay healthy. Okay, we'll circle back to that conversation because I have some follow-up questions. But first, the boa constrictor that is the Broncos defense swallowed a Bengal tiger last night. That's next.
The Broncos bounced back in a major way and blew out the Bengals in prime time. With a short week ahead, will Sean Payton find a way to keep the momentum rolling on offense? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Attention taxpayers, if you owe $5,000 or more and have missed another tax deadline, you're officially on the IRS's radar. The IRS has resumed aggressive collections. That means wage garnishments, bank levies, even seizures of your home, car, or retirement accounts. If you owe $5,000 or more and missed the deadline, you're stacking new debt on top of what you already owe. Call Priority Tax Relief now. Their experts fight back fast and are saving their clients millions in tax debt every month.
I owed over $50,000. And they settled it for pennies on the dollar. These guys are as legit as they come.
After speaking on my behalf with the IRS, my entire debt of $25,000 will be eliminated.
Whether you've received collection letters or you're already facing liens and garnishments, call for your free consultation. There are no upfront fees. Priority Tax Relief. Let's make your taxes our priority. Call 800-968-3159. 800-968-3159. 800-968-3159.
Priority Tax Relief.
Hey, sports fans, did you know that O'Mara owns GMC on 104th? It's true, and now it's time to check them out.
That's right, and O'Mara GMC announces the lowest lease payments of the year. GMC Hummer, just $549. Sierra 1500, just $479.
Wow, lease a GMC Hummer for only $549 a month, or a Sierra 1500 for just $479.
That's O'Mara GMC on 104th. OmaraGMC.com.
Stock TU 601245, 26 GMC Hummer EV, stock SZ 146350, 25 GMC Sierra 1500. See website for complete details.
I'm Dr. Joel Cherdak with Denver Regenerative Medicine. If you're ready to lose weight safely and effectively, we prescribe real GLP-1 medications at standard dosages from licensed U.S. pharmacies, not half-strength drugs from unknown or online sources. Your care is managed by a real medical doctor at a real clinic, with telemedicine available. And right now, we're offering a free consultation to help you get started. See real results for under $300 a month. Schedule your free consult today at DenverRegen.com. That's DenverRegen.com.
The cost of everything is still out of control, and many of us are relying on credit cards to cover essentials. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. Americans collectively owe over $1 trillion in credit card debt. You might have considered reaching out to my friends at American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. Well, there's good news. They've created a smart equity loan, a solution designed to help you take control of your finances without touching your current mortgage. mortgage. Unlike a HELOC, which can have varied interest rates, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate. That means one predictable monthly payment, giving you peace of mind. This loan allows you to leverage the equity in your home to pay off high-interest debt, free up your cash flow, and keep your existing low mortgage rate intact. It only takes 10 minutes to get started with no upfront or hidden fees. Call American Financing today and start saving now at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
Get ready for every Broncos game with Super Bowl 50 champion Brandon Marshall as he joins the drive every Friday afternoon at 4:45 exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Thanks to Corwin Toyota Boulder. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. DenverSports.com and the Denver Sports app. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, as we roll along here, reacting to Monday Night Football, a must-win Monday, and the Broncos get it done 28-3. And I said going into the break, the boa constrictor that is the Broncos defense swallowed a Bengal tiger last night. You ever see a video or these pictures of these snakes that like swallow a whole deer?
Oh, yeah. My son loves snakes right now. So we watch like the National Geographic, the snakes, things like that. Now, we don't let him watch the gory parts.
Sure.
But yeah, it's pretty insane.
It is insane.
Man.
That they can like unhinge their jaw and just it's incredible. We saw some version of that last night with this Broncos defense. But man, I had some questions after that first series. I'm telling you, and this is maybe just being jaded from the past, but when the Bengals offense marched down the field and I thought they were going to score a touchdown, they hang points, and then the Broncos offense goes 3 and out. I'm going, what are we in store for tonight? But the Broncos defense truly settled in a way that was vice grip-esque.
Yeah, I mean, that first drive, I was scratching my head because we were both going home, so we were listening to the game. It's like, okay, man, like, what's going on with this defense? Why did you just give up? It was 97 yards. Right?
No, 62. 12 plays, 62 yards. Yep.
62 yards.
Took almost 6 minutes, half the first quarter nearly off the clock.
And when you're dealing with that, it's like, what's going on? Where's the communication at? Where's this stout defensive front? Where's Nick Bonito and Jonathan Cooper? Alex Singleton missed a couple tackles at the beginning of that, giving up a first down. Riley Moss, he was being picked on early and often. We knew that going into this game that T. Higgins was going to want the ball.
I think there was a penalty, too, on PS2 that first series
there was,
as well.
But we also knew going into that game that this is a must-win game. And that's what it looked like the Denver Broncos were thinking as they were playing that first drive, is that they were super tight. They were super tight, and they just needed to relax. Let the game come to them. They gave up 3 points, and after that, they settled in, and the rest was history.
That was CSU last weekend. They scored 3 points in their first drive and failed to score again. I mean, so 28-3, dominant performance. After the first drive of the game, I'm pretty sure they only accumulated 102 more yards the rest of the 60-minute football game. At one point, the Broncos defense forced 8 straight punts. The Bengals literally did not run a play in Broncos territory after the opening drive. I can't recall a game that I've seen quite like that where
so dominant, like a dominant performance where the Denver defense is like, hey, look, we're gonna have a bunch of 3 and outs, all right, and you're not gonna get to our territory. You're not gonna have an opportunity to even kick a field goal.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm sure there has been. I just can't remember off the top of my head a performance where a team only crossed midfield a single time.
But Zach, that's why you paid all these defenders a lot of money. That's why you paid PS2 Defensive Player of the Year last year. That's why you brought along Hufanga. That's why you paid Zach Allen, Nick Bonito, Jonathan Cooper, John Franklin Myers, who obviously he's not paid with the Denver Broncos right now, but he's trying to get another paycheck later on here.
Yeah, he threw someone out the club again for a second straight week.
He's just punking people.
Told you about those rookie guards that they had going.
Oh, yes.
Right guard, left guard, both rookies, and it looked like it on that play.
Yeah, the defense was firing on all cylinders. They were in a rhythm. They were communicating. And the great thing about this defense and about that game last night on a Monday night was Vance did not have to pressure a lot.
No.
He rushed 4.
Yep.
Dropped everybody else back. Everybody plays zone. Stay in your zone. Make the tackles, which Alex Singleton had 11 tackles this year, 11 solo tackles, which is pretty tough, man. It's hard for a linebacker to do that. Now, of course, he could have made a couple more and added more to his plate. But overall, Zach, a dominant performance. The things that you needed to do, you did. The defense looked great. On paper, they were supposed to look good. They looked great during that game. Now, can we do that in something similar to the Eagles? It's not going to be like the Bengals. We know that. But can you bring that confidence? Can you fly around? Can you make those plays? Can you get pressure on Jalen Hurts? That's the question now. But it starts with the Bengals game and getting some confidence and getting right back on track, even as a defense, getting back on track, having that feel-good game. And that's exactly what it was, a feel-good game, a Victory Tuesday because of it.
Yeah, single-digit first downs for Cincinnati. 9 total first downs. I mean, holy smokes. Bonito, how about this guy? Holy smokes, this
Torpedo
dude.
Bonito.
He wakes up and guzzles unleaded gasoline and pisses jet fuel. That dude is playing at a psychotic level. His get-off is Von Miller-esque. I know they mentioned that on the broadcast. And especially these instances where the play clock's getting down and they can't be deceptive with their snap count, and he just knows it's go time. Holy smokes, that dude is so fun to watch. 6 pressures last night, 1.5 sacks on 19 rushes. His 31% pressure rate is the highest among any player through 4 games with at least 50 quarterback rushes since Next Gen Stats started tracking pressure data back in 2018. So that is to say, no one has applied more pressure through the first 4 games of a season in the last at least 6 years than Nick Bonito. And this guy.
13 more games left in the regular season, correct?
Yeah.
13 more games left. Nick Bonito needs to try to get to 18.5 to tie Von Miller for the most sacks.
In franchise history, yes.
Does Nick Bonito get to 19 sacks this year? It's tough. The games are going to get tougher. I mean, you got to play your division, but you still have the Jets. You still have the Giants.
He's got a great chance. Let me think more about that. We'll talk about it on the other side, okay? We'll finish up that conversation. Also, what did you make of Bo Nix last night? That's next.
Oakley and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app.
Brandon Stokel here from my team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Do you need a new furnace, air conditioner, or heat pump? ROX Rocks Heating and Air makes it incredibly easy with their new, free, no obligation online heating and cooling quote. It takes less than 5 minutes and gives you options instantly. No calls, no waiting, and transparent pricing. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Heads up, pros. Now's your chance to unlock deeper savings. The Home Depot's new Pro Extra Preferred pricing can help you save thousands on the products your business uses the most. But the current benefit ends November 15th. Don't miss out. Registration for the new program is free and easy. Just bring your tax ID or business or contractor's license to the Pro Desk. Register now to lock in the best wholesale prices before it's too late.
Every great game comes down to one thing, the drive. And right now it's time to make yours count at Groove Toyota. Get into a new Toyota, a certified pre-owned Toyota, or shop our huge selection of used vehicles. All priced right and ready to move with limited time offers in Colorado's best lineup of Tacomas, Tundras, SUVs, and more. Don't wait on the sidelines. These deals won't last. Make your move today at Groove Toyota on South Broadway in Inglewood, or start shopping now at GrooveToyota.com.
Advent Health is Littleton's home for highly specialized, life-changing heart care. From preventive screenings to personalized treatment options, it's heartfelt care from expert hands. The Advent Health Heart and Vascular Institute is now open, ready to provide wholehearted care for your whole health.
Cake Mortgage Corp. Equal Housing Lender. NMLS number 1734623. Regulated by the Colorado Division of Real Estate. Terms and conditions apply based on approved credit.
As a business owner with good credit and plenty of cash on hand, it should be easy to get a loan for an investment property. And with CakeHome.com, it finally is. Our business purpose DSCR loan programs use the property's rental income to get you approved and collecting those rent checks fast. DSCR stands for Debt Service Coverage Ratio, which basically means if the rent covers or almost covers the mortgage, chances are we can get you funded without all the typical frustration and red tape. CakeHome.com was built by investors for investors just like you, so if you're a savvy, growth-minded entrepreneur who wants to use other people's rent money to grow your real estate legacy, head to CakeHome.com today for some of the sweetest deals available anywhere with a process that's, well, a piece of cake. Call 1-800-EAT-CAKE. That's 1-800-EAT-CAKE. Again, 1-800-EAT-CAKE now.
Injured in an accident? Don't settle for empty promises. Postman Law delivers fast, easy, and effective results. Our attorneys have recovered over $3 billion for clients across the country. Founded by nationally recognized attorneys, we bring elite legal power to personal injury cases, fighting to get you the justice and compensation you deserve. Call 844-POSTMAN now for your free consultation. That's 844-POSTMAN.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
On the Fan starting at 7. Wild card baseball action kicks off as Cincinnati faces LA.
One of Newsweek's best regional banks and credit unions. Learn more at WistaraCU.com.
Leading off with the big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute.
Hanging out with you on a Victory Tuesday, September 30th, after the Broncos curb stomped the Cincinnati Bengals, 28-3. And I'll tell you, just to finish up the Bonito conversation.
Yeah.
I know it was a real conversation in the offseason what to do with his contract. And there was a scenario, and I thought reasonable minds could disagree on how the Broncos should operate, because you had one great year. And there was a thought process of, we need to see it again. And I understood that process. But could you imagine if the Broncos didn't get the deal done and he once again, because right now Bonito has 4.5 sacks in 4 games. He is a half sack off from leading the NFL in sacks right now.
I was that guy at the beginning to, hey, like, prove it again. Now, I'm not saying go the whole season and then pay Nick Bonito. It was like, let's see what he looks like when Week 7 rolls around, and then pay him.
Mm-hmm.
But then, Zach, that first preseason game, and I know it wasn't a lot. I know after that game, Nick Bonito had a minor procedure, like a cleanup, bone spurs.
Yep.
But that get off, and the way he was able to wreak havoc, I was like, yo, you know what? Nah, don't play around with this, George. Don't play around with this. One, he's your guy. You drafted him. You get to take another victory lap like you did with PS2. Like
and Quinn Minor. Oh, yeah, you're on it.
No,
you're going
good.
there anyway.
You're good. Like, you're like the Quinn Miners. They're like, don't forget about the linemen. You're good. You're right, Zach.
Coop.
Who else was there? That we know.
I mean,
right
Sutton
now.
got extended, but that wasn't his guy.
Yeah.
I think Quinn Miners, Jonathan Cooper, Nick Bonito, Zach Allen, although he wasn't drafted, he was acquired in free agency, but they took care of. DJ Jones was acquired in free agency, but they took care of. But
he's taking care of his guys that he's bringing in the building. He's taking care of his guys that he drafts. And his mindset, George's mindset, my guessing is draft, develop, and pay. So right after that preseason game against the 49ers, and Nick Bonito was able to get to the quarterback 3 times in a row, it's like, we got to get it done. And so I was on the same page as you and everybody else. Let's just get it done. Let's not mess around with it and force some kind of chaos and some dramatic stuff that could hinder this season at the beginning of it, although it's kind of been dramatic so far.
Yep.
Don't mess around with a pass rusher that can dominate a game, and that's exactly what Nick Bonito can do and has done so far.
Well, I'm really excited about where this season's going to go. I really want to say something right now.
Uh-oh. What's on your mind?
But I want to do the segment tomorrow.
Oh, okay. A tease before the tease.
Can I say this statement without doing a dive into it? Because I've already done all the homework and the segment's done. I did it for a video on YouTube. Let me just say this. Phil, I think Nick Bonito's going to win Defensive Player of the Year.
Whew. It's not Tuesday. You can't do a hot take right now.
Phil, it is Tuesday.
It is. No. It's Wednesday.
Today? Today's Tuesday.
Oh, you're right.
Holy smokes.
Oh.
Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Did my man Phil.
You're right. I thought we were already at Wednesday, damn it.
Were you guys just here for this?
Yeah, they play Tuesday Night Football now. It's not Monday Night Football anymore. It's Tuesday Night Football. Did you know?
I would have understood if he thought it was Monday. Because the Broncos just played yesterday. It makes a lot. But thinking it's Wednesday.
Oh, come on, man.
Hey, the boy jumped the gun.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good.
Wednesday's tomorrow, guys.
Wednesday. Thank you, Phil. Wednesday is coming up tomorrow.
Do the alphabet next.
Let's go.
Oh, my gosh.
Hey, calm down now, Dante. Simmer down.
So I believe this is going to happen, and I'm being serious. It's not a pipe dream. I think it lives within reality. We'll talk about it tomorrow. But to answer your question, you asked me before the last break. You said, man, the franchise record for sacks in a season is 18.5.
Yes.
Von Miller.
DJ Von the Don.
I can't sit here and say that Bonito's going to break Von's record. I don't think he'll have to win Defensive Player of the Year, but 18.5, I mean, that is among the most in single-season NFL history. It's not the most, but it's right there. I think it's 2 off, I want to say. I think it's 2, I think it's two and a half maybe sacks off of the NFL record. How about you? Do you think?
See, I'm on the other side of this. Right? Records are meant to be broken. that's why they're there. At some point, somebody's gonna break other records for a franchise, for the NFL, whatever the case may be. Nick Bonito has a chance to do that. His get off is crazy. The defense around him, he's complemented with cornerbacks, safeties, or a pass rush when it comes to Jonathan Cooper on the other side of him, Zach Allen, John Franklin Myers. So when you're an offense and you're going into this with the game plan and you double team someone like Nick Bonito, but then who's going to double team Zach Allen? Who's going to keep an eye on Jonathan Cooper, who, by the way, jumped that snap for that sack?
He did.
A beautiful job of doing that. High motor. So a lot of times when you're in these games with these opponents, with these other teams, they have to just play you straight up because there's way too many weapons that they have to try to defend, and they can't. Because if you start to try to put your focus all on one side of the ball, like Nick Bonito, then you have someone like Zach Allen go for double-digit sacks.
Yeah.
Or Jonathan Cooper, who's still going to get to double-digit sacks, but it can be even more if you keep him on an island one-on-one with the tackle. So I believe that if it's going to be done, it's going to be done this year because of what Nick Bonito has done so far. He's had a great start to having the sacks, a great start to his year with 4 sacks. Now he needs to continue to build off of it. I believe he will. He's in a rhythm right now, a groove. The defense is starting to gel. So, yeah, I can see Nick Bonito getting to 19 sacks, and I'm going to put it out there. Nick Bonito gets to 19 sacks this year.
Wow. Well, if he gets to 19 sacks, we're both going to be right because he's going to win Defensive Player of the Year.
Oh, yeah.
Dante, you said the NFL record is 22.5. Is that now? That's not straight. Hold on. Don't tell us who it is yet. Is it T.J. Watt?
It's by 2 people.
It's by 2 people.
Correct.
Is T.J. Watt one of them?
He is one of them. Do you want to play the trivia music?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, a little impromptu trivia.
Send it in, Jerome.
Yes, send it in. So T.J. Watt is 1. Michael Strahan had it, but I don't think it was 22.5. Drew, do you know the answer already? No, you don't. Is he telling the truth, Dante?
I don't know if he's telling the truth.
But you guys didn't talk
We
about
did
it.
not
I'm saying.
We did not know. I actually do think it is straight because I think he did have 22.5 because wasn't the record 20, 21 or and a half or 22 when Strahan broke it?
I thought Strahan had like 21.5, and that was in a 16-game season, and it was T.J. Watt and maybe one other.
You wouldn't go. What
person.
about someone like Lawrence Taylor?
No.
No,
just a good individual.
No. It's a good guess. I would know if it was. It's Strahan's record, I believe, got broken here recently by T.J. Watt and one other person.
Not Myles Garrett.
I don't think it was Myles Garrett.
What about J.J. Watt?
I thought about it.
I don't think it's J.J. Watt either. Who are other pass rushers in this era? I think it's in this era. Who are other pass rushers in this era?
Aaron Donald?
You know, but he's not from the D tackle spot. His numbers were insane from the D tackle spot, but it's going to be an edge rusher.
Let me know when you want a hint.
Yeah, I want a hint. Yeah.
You want a hint?
Because we got to get back to Broncos.
Jared Allen had 22 in 2011. Justin Houston had 22 in 2014. They're 3rd and 4th. Michael Strahan is the answer.
It is Strahan. Wow. So Strahan still holds up in a 16-game season.
Yep.
Wow.
Him and Watt both have 22.5.
And then him and T.J. Watt. Wow. All right.
And we're going to do trivia on Thursday.
On Thursday. There you go. You have your days. You have your days right.
We're back on track. It's Tuesday.
We're going to hang like one of those like kindergarten calendars. We're going to like move the sun from like day to day.
Everybody gets a turn. Everybody gets a turn to go up there with the magic wand.
That's right. That's right. How did Bo Nix play?
Bo Nix did a great job, Zach. Of course, it's not going to be perfect. I'm not looking for perfection for Bo Nix. He is going to struggle at times. He is going to make bad decisions. He's young. He's growing. But that's how you grow. You have to go through some bad decisions. You have to go through some good decisions, and you go from there. When I looked at Bo Nix, he was calm in the pocket. He climbed the pocket really well, and he was able to anchor down, set his feet, be accurate with his passes throughout the game. He was very decisive, getting it to the tight ends and running backs, which is I love to see. Like, yeah, it doesn't always have to be a receiver. It doesn't have to always be downfield for a 30-yard gain. Like, just get the ball out of your hands. Let your playmakers make the plays for you. And that was the case with R.J. Harvey. R.J. was able to break a couple tackles, get some strong, tough yards, and move the chains. And Bo Nix was able to stay clean in the pocket by just getting the ball out of his hands. The time, the rhythm, the processing. His eyes downfield at all times. Even when he's on the run, he's looking downfield. Bo Nix did a great job today of just bringing that confidence. And when it was there to start the game off, just to kind of get the game going for the Denver Broncos offense and running and scoring that touchdown, I love to see it. You know me, I always say, use those beautiful legs that God gave you, right? Has given you. In that case, Bo did that. And it helped the game. It helped settle him down. It helped settle the offense down. And now you're able to just play. You were able to sustain drives. And that's all I was asking for yesterday. The key to success for the offense, for the Denver Broncos to get a win, is for the offense to sustain drives. Bo Nix did just that, and Sean helped him out. And there you go. Bo Nix had a great game, and it showed.
This is Sean after the game talking about his young Q.
A lot of guys stepped up underneath, played some soft zone. He did a really good job getting through his progressions. He came underneath, 4, 5, 6 times where the coverage got deep. And right away, he knew where his underneath flare control was. And then, more importantly, we did a good job of advancing. We converted a number of first downs, be it on second or third down, with an underneath throw. So that was real impressive.
Yeah, the third down efficiency last night, 8 for 14, really healthy percentage. A week after, they went 2 for 13 on third down. So, and obviously doing a better job in first and second down and making those things more manageable. Obviously, that's half the battle, if not more. Yeah, man, you got to be feeling pretty good about Bo. And again, like you said at the top, wasn't perfect, but throwing for a career high 326 yards, pair of touchdowns, running for another, so accounting for 3 touchdowns. The interception, obviously, you don't want it. I didn't think it was necessary. I thought he could have. I actually thought of Caden Salter in the Georgia Tech game when he's rolling right. It's like, dude, there's green grass in front of you. Go make a play with your legs. You don't have to force it. And I know these quarterbacks, they want to be throwing touchdowns. They don't necessarily want to be running for touchdowns.
But hold on now, because I feel like last year, maybe I'm wrong, Zach, there was a chance for Bo Nix to make a play, and you're like, hey, look, at some point, like, you're our quarterback.
Yep.
Like, is it worth it? It was 4th down. Now, of course, like, hey, for Bo, I'm surprised he didn't run. I'm surprised, like, he's that type of guy that wants to put his body sometimes in harm's way just so that he can get the yards, to get the touchdown for his team. That wasn't the case. He was trying to use his eyes, use his arms to make a big play on 4th down. Would you be okay with that, though, if he would have tucked it, ran it, and got hit? And, because we're going against the Bengals.
Yeah, no, it's a good point, and you're bringing up the period of time where Bo was running a lot and he was taking shots. And I remember there was one where he took a shot in his back. He turned towards I'm talking about last year.
Yeah.
Turned towards the tackle and got a helmet in his back. And we find out later that he had some fractures in his back. And so, no, you don't want to see him take too many hits. But if you're going to take one, I don't know if he would have taken one on the interception. I thought there was enough grass in front of him where he could have just dove out and put the nose of the ball over the end zone without taking a shot. But if you're going to run and put yourself in that position, have it be 4th down for a touchdown, and I understand what you're saying. Well, it's the Bengals, but I don't think you're like rewiring yourself. Like, you're on national TV on Monday Night Football in front of 70,000 people.
Yeah.
So I would have liked to see that decision been made, turning down the pass, running for it. But I'm going to be honest with you. I wasn't in love with the play calling in that sequence anyway. When they got down there, the lower red zone, you were down there because you were running the piss out of the football.
And who was running it?
J.K. Dobbins.
Okay.
And you remember the sequence? It was, we're going to try to get, I thought they were purposely trying to get Ingram a touchdown because they did a rollout left to Ingram, and then he was out of bounds. And then the next play, they put him on the other side and roll out right.
He got
and
he was 6 yards.
Yep, and he was stopped short. And then they did the Wildcat. And it's just like, this is, stop. Just keep it simple. You got down here from doing something at a high level. Continue to do that for another 12 feet.
And see, this is where, when we were talking about J.K. Dobbins, where it's like, for J.K., it's like, what's going on? I got us down there, that drive, and you put someone like R.J. Harvey on a Wildcat.
Right.
When you could have just let me run. I'm a bigger back. J.K. is 215, 220, and he's been running hard, getting downhill with the offensive line that we have, that we're paying a lot of money for. But yet, I'm sitting on the sideline, if you're J.K., watching this rookie try to bounce it to the outside.
Yeah, again.
And that's like you said for Sean trying to get Evan Ingram involved. That's also Sean trying to get his second-round draft pick, R.J. Harvey, his first career touchdown in the regular season.
You're on it.
That's Sean thinking of his guys instead of thinking about, hey, let's just get the touchdown and move on from there.
You are spot on. Now, I don't want this to come across as like we're complaining or something because the Broncos won 28-3. But this is, just put it in your memory bank because this is where I talk about Sean oftentimes mixing an agenda to game day operations. It's not the first time. It's not the second time. I thought he did this on the 4th and long. Like, who throws it on 4th and long when you have a chance to kick a 53-yard field goal at altitude in the middle of a summer day? But it's about propping up Bo.
Yeah.
And in that instance, you got down there, and now it's time to score a touchdown, and it became about Evan Ingram and R.J. Harvey.
Yeah, and look, you're going into the games, and you have this game plan. On Fridays, usually it's red zone. So you go out there, you go through your red zone plays. Maybe there's 5 or 6, maybe 7 plays. Usually you're going to have a creative one as well. Sean usually does good with the creative plays to the tight ends in the red zone. But obviously, for Sean in his head, it's like, hey, let's get R.J. Harvey going. Let's go Wildcat. Let's get people in front of him. He's shifty. He's smaller. Let's give him his touchdown. It's unique. And it's something that Sean can be able to say, hey, I did. It's my guy, my young buck, and I was creative with this play. Now, if R.J. Harvey picks his feet up, he scores a touchdown.
Yep.
And that's just the real. If he picks his feet up, I was okay with him bouncing it. There was nothing there. He has the speed to get to the outside, and all you need is 1 yard. Pick your feet up, and you have a touchdown. You have a touchdown through the air catching, and you have a touchdown on the ground if you just pick them damn feet up.
Well, it was a good day for Harvey regardless of the lack of success on that play. It was a good day for Bo Nix regardless of the lack of success in that sequence and turning it over. But it's you know what it is for Bo? And I don't want to get carried away because we talked about all week, and I made sure to emphasize yesterday, I do not, in doing this for 9 years here in Denver, 9 football seasons, I don't talk about style points or blowing people out, but it was in this instance, man, it might need to feel a certain way because this is maybe the league's worst defense. So I don't want to get carried away, but for Bo, it was definitively a step in the right direction. And I don't know how someone could disagree with that. It was a step in the right direction. You account for 3 touchdowns and throw for a career-high 326 yards.
And you gave your receivers opportunities. There were a couple times where the receivers let Bo down.
Totally.
Troy Franklin, 2 drops.
Yep.
R.J. Harvey, great play design, by the way, with Sean Payton.
It was.
It was a seam route for the running back. It was right there for, what would it have been, a 50, 60, maybe even a 70-yard touchdown for R.J.?
Yeah.
That was a great play design. And if R.J. just comes down with it, focuses on the ball, hit your hands. Focus on the ball. Now, I know you may say something like, hey, it was a little higher.
It was a little high. It was a little high.
Come on, Zach. At some point, go make that play.
Phil, but if that's you in that exact same position, you want that more on your body, don't you?
Oh, well, yeah. But if you're Bo, you're sitting there, you're in between 2 defenders, and a lot of times you're like, man, let me just get it up a little higher so that these defenders don't get in the way and get the pick. That's what you're thinking, and a lot of stuff's going on. But if RJ, it touches both his hands.
Yeah, and he plucked one later. He plucked one later coming out of the backfield on the left side where Bo put it out there ahead of him, and he, just plucked it out of the air. So he's capable, but I thought, again, we're sort of, in the weeds a little bit if we're –
Well, I asked the question on Twitter after the play was done. I said, hey, was that an overthrow or was that just a drop pass? Like Troy Franklin's down the middle of the field on that post route.
Yeah.
That was a drop pass.
Totally.
But R.J. Harvey, it was in between, like a drop pass and Bo Nix putting it too high for a 5'8" running back.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Again, I'm not going to die on this hill. It's just one play in a game, and it's really all good. 6 different players with 29 receiving yards or more. 4 different players with receptions of 20 yards or more. Now, I will say, a lot of Bo's passes continue to be at the line of scrimmage. And going back and watching it again this morning and knowing that 29 of the 42 attempts were within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage or behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
I was more sensitive to it, and I'm just like, oh, there it is again. There it is again. There it is again. Now, they're having some success with it, but as they step up in competition, there's going to need to be more of a balance with pushing the ball down the field.
For sure, but when you're watching that game, and I know you just said you did, you have the Bengals that are just playing a bland defense. Literally look like the Kansas City Chiefs the last game of the year, where it's just like, we're going to play zone. We're not even going to disguise it. We're going to play zone. We're not blitzing. We're going to rush 4, and we're going to force you to pick us apart in the zone. And that's exactly what Bo Nix did. When you're playing zone and you have these linebackers dropping back deeper than they should, they're telling you that they want everything to be played in front of them. And so for me, I was okay with it throughout the game for Bo. Like, of course, I would love to see fireworks and Bo Nix hit the middle of the field more times than not and taking it deep. But if it's not there, it's just not there. And Bo Nix obeyed his eyes, was like, let me get the ball out of my hands fast so that the running backs or the tight ends can catch the ball, get upfield, and make a move and maybe get me a 5 or 10 yard play. So it adds to my stats. So I was okay with it.
And it was working. No, and so was I.
Working.
I just want to mention it because it's a continuation of a theme.
Yeah.
It's not just about last night. So the penalties, they still need to clean this up. I mean, that was Wattenberg. Holy smokes. I would like to say I haven't seen that before. Unfortunately, I have with one of his teammates, 2017 and 18. It used to be like that for Garrett Bowles. Who's playing just continues to play out of his mind. We can circle back to him a little bit later in the week. It was a dominant win, but there is a bunch of stuff to still clean up here, Phil.
Yeah, and if you're them, if you're the players, for the Denver Broncos, you're in the facility today looking at film, cleaning up the little things, the little errors. All right, fundamentally, come on, guys. Keep your hands in if you're offensive lineman. The minute that you get out, that's when you get the holding call. But also as a running back, you have to also understand, help your offensive line out. The more that a running back starts to bounce it to the outside, you run that risk of a holding call because now the defenders know that the running back's getting to the outside. They're trying to get to the outside. Well, the offensive lineman's trying to hold on. Now they're grabbing, and that's when you usually get your holding calls.
Yep.
So it's about understanding that and for the running backs to be patient. Now for Wattenberg, like, dude, you can't continue to have holding calls and make a mistake where you're offside. Like that's insane. So for him to clean up those mistakes to help out your team, and maybe someone like J.K. Dobbins goes for 100 yards before the fourth quarter.
Yep. The Broncos came into last night as one of the most penalized teams in the NFL, averaging 73 yards per game in penalties against them. That actually went up. They had 78 yards in penalties last night. But I will say this, though, too. That crew last night is the number one penalizing NFL officiating crew so far in the 2025 season, averaging 24 thrown flags per game.
That was on display.
It was.
It was right in front of us.
But the Broncos didn't help matters either, So how about Sutton? How about Court?
Receiver 1.
5 receptions, 81 yards.
People wanted to get rid of old Court.
16 yards per catch, a touchdown at the end of the half.
Run after catch.
Yeah,
a couple plays, run after catch where I'm like, okay, Cortland.
Yes.
Like, you're not just covering up the ball. Like, you're kind of getting with it a little bit, getting jiggy with it.
Twice.
Like, I like to see that.
Yeah, and he's not known as a yak guy. We know that, but it was cool to see that on display. And then Marvin Mims, and I know we'll spend more time on these guys, but Marvin Mims, I mean, there's one word when I think of Marvin Mims: weapon. Weapon. And how can the Broncos continue to find ways to utilize that type of dynamite? I mean, he is he's a bit of an X factor, Phil. He's fun to watch.
Sean. It took you week 10 to get Marvin Mims going. Come on now. It's already week 4 going into week 5. Get him more involved. You see what happens when you do get him involved. End arounds, getting him down the field to stretch the football field, stretch the defense, stress out the defense. Get him involved, Coach.
What did the numbers bear out when it came to the ultimate battle within the battle on Monday Night Football? And a little detail about Deion Sanders that we did not know until today. That's next.
The The streak is over. J.K. Dobbins ran all over the Bengals and became the first 100-yard rusher for the Broncos in nearly 40 games. With Dobbins and Harvey both gaining steam, has Denver found a new recipe for success on offense? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity, and the other day I'm over at a friend's place. He's pumped to watch football, but his setup, total mess. Lagging, buffering, switching between apps, trying to find a game. He claimed to be a big fan, but I feel like I was being fan-fished. See, if you call yourself a football fan, you gotta have Xfinity. It's the ultimate sports destination. I can find the best games and my favorite teams all in one place. And the way I watch, well, it's next level. It's the perfect fan flex. I've got all the action right in my living room, plus Xfinity's best picture and sound with enhanced 4K, so clear it feels like I'm in the stadium. Sometimes I've got 4 games going on at once. Why? Because why not? On top of that, I get real-time notifications, live stats right on my TV. It's the best seat in the house every single time. Next game day, make sure that big fan isn't a big fail. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Multi-view requires Xfinity 4K cable TV box.
Done right kitchens, baths, counters and floors, finished basements, windows and doors. Our 8% scheduling incentive and bank financing to ask about make a great time to call 800-362-8370 or drhi.com.
Who wants the lowest rate for life?
I do.
I do. Everyone does, but it's only U.S. Mortgages. Lock in a low rate today, and if rates fall in the future, we will redo your loan and lower your rate without any lender fees, including the appraisal. There's no limit to the number of times you can do this. Always have the lowest rate for life. Get our 475 5-year fixed rate, 5.89 APR. Call 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. See website for complete details. License number 392126.
Mike Evans here for Copperhead Plumbing. Your home doesn't have to flood before you know there's a problem. With the Mow and Flow Smart Water Shutoff System, you can monitor your home's water usage in real time right from your phone. You'll get notified the moment a leak starts. Trust Copperhead Plumbing for professional installation. Ask about installing a Mow and Flow system today.
Copperhead Plumbing, built to last. Call us once, you'll forget the past.
Copperhead Plumbing. They plumb different. They plumb custom.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3, The Fan.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
This is Dr. Joel Cherdak with Denver Regenerative Medicine. If you've struggled with weight loss, it's time for something real. We use GLP-1 medications from licensed U.S. pharmacies at full strength, never from unknown or online sources. Your program is overseen by a real doctor with in-clinic care and telemedicine options. Best of all, we're offering a free consultation so you can get started risk-free. Experience real weight loss results for under $300 a month. Visit DenverRegen.com to book your free consult. That's DenverRegen.com.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Spine One. Let me ask you a question. You live with back pain, neck pain? Well, my guys at Spine One, they're an emergency room for back pain with same-day appointments. They'll see you and they'll get the journey started. And that's exactly what I did. Whether it's chronic pain, acute pain, work-related, sports-related, doesn't matter. All you got to do is pick up the phone and start your journey just like I did toward pain-free. 303-367-2225. That's 303-367-BACK. Or as always, you can find them online at spineone.com.
If you've been hurt in a car crash or on the job, don't just hope for help, demand results. Postman Law delivers fast, easy, and effective representation fighting to get you more. Call 844-POSTMAN for a free case evaluation. It's free to get started. You pay nothing unless we win for you. Others promise. Postman delivers. Call 844-POSTMAN today. That's 844-POSTMAN.
More than a few of our patients have talked to me about their first time, but it's not the first time you're probably thinking about. It's the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined the moment. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're over 50, it's likely you've had that first time yourself. But the good news is that if you're like most men, that first time can be the last time that ED impacts your sex life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men using protocols with success rates well over 90%. And those treatments have, in most cases, made sex great again for both them and their partners. You could even find that you're performing like you haven't in years. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens the last time that happens. For just $99, you'll receive blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
On the Fan starting at 7. Wild card baseball action kicks off as Cincinnati faces LA.
One of Newsweek's best regional banks and credit unions. Learn more at WistaraCU.com.
Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
All right, let's come off the top rope with it. 1. All right, so what did the numbers say when it came to the ultimate battle within the battle on Monday Night Football? Jamar Chase, 5 catches for 23 yards on 8 targets. That is the 4th fewest in a game in his career from a yardage standpoint. In fact, Phil, after last night, 2 of Jamar Chase's 4 lowest yardages in his career have come against the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, against a particular defender, PS2. Last year when PS2 was guarding Jamar Chase, PS2 gave up 27 yards. I want to say,
Yep, you're on it. Yep.
27 yards. Well, yesterday night, Monday Night Football, PS2 gave up 25 yards. So that tells you right there, all right, that one, PS2 is a dominant cornerback and the best cornerback in the league. And for Jamar Chase, of course, there's context. You don't have Joe Burrow. But still, it's a one-on-one matchup. You're a receiver. Get open. If you can't get open, you can't get the ball. And for someone like Jake Browning, the backup quarterback, you don't want to throw it in harm's way. You don't want to throw it to the Defensive Player of the Year, PS2. What do you say, the total package?
The total package, Pat Surtain.
That's why. That's why you're paying PS2 so much money, to lock down receivers like Jamar Chase. Good job, PS2. Get that swaggered back, baby.
Man, this is crazy. The following stat. PS2 has now lined up against Jamar Chase on 54 routes in his career. And he's given up 4 receptions for 35 yards. I mean, that's unbelievable to a player of that caliber, Jamar Chase. Wow. Fun chapter. Until the next time.
1, 2.
Man, so I didn't know this, or maybe I knew it and I forgot it, and I'm being sincere. We found out today, and again, maybe we didn't find out, that before Deion Sanders took the Jackson State job, he interviewed at Arkansas. Did you realize that?
I feel like it was out there maybe, Zach, and I know that Prime was looking around to try to get a head coaching job, and I think there was a couple teams that were interested in bringing him in for an interview. Now, I don't know how far it went after having that interview or the talk or the phone call, who knows. But it looks like Prime wanted to stay in the SEC. SEC, play that big boy football, bring his talents there, bring the bring the attention there, and that would have been interesting to see as well. What did the Razorbacks look like? Arkansas Razorbacks, if Prime's over there.
Yeah, and there's a new report that came out today from Pete Nakos from On3, and he listed Deion Sanders as a candidate to replace Sam Pittman at Arkansas. And he believes that, there's other options. It's not just, SMU's Rhett Lashley's name come up or has came up here. But yeah, Deion's name being associated with an SEC job right now.
See, and there's still a lot of season left. But if I'm Coach Prime, handle business here. Try to bring this program back again, because right now you're struggling, and now there's context to it, but you're struggling. So focus on the now. Focus on getting these kids in the building now. Now, of course, SEC has a lot more money. Maybe it's easier to get kids there because now you can bribe them with money, and Prime has said it multiple times that if you want to come here, it's not because of the money.
Right.
It's because you want to play good football. So I know that can be hard. But for Coach Prime, just focus on the now. And I don't know if he's thinking about this. There's somebody else out there giving their opinion on where Coach Prime's going next. Who knows what Coach Prime is thinking?
Well, I find it very interesting. I find it very interesting that his name would be coming up in the midst of kind of like turmoil up at Boulder. So we'll definitely have to keep our eye on this story. He just got the big new contract. And I will tell you that Arkansas's roster this year is in the $16 to $7 million range, it's been reported. For comparison, LSU spending around 18, 19. So, they are spending.
Yeah, they're investing in their players.
Yeah, very, very interesting. Again, we'll just keep our eye on it.
1, 2, 3.
Man, did you see Tyreek Hill? Well, of course you did. Everyone did. Well, you saw that he got hurt. Did you actually see the play? Because I know some people don't want to watch it.
So I didn't want to watch it. I'm that type of guy that if there's a gruesome injury, I want to stay away from it. And maybe it's just the player in me. I remember catching that video of Nick Chubb. And Nick Chubb getting hit in Georgia down that sideline, and it snapped his knee.
Yeah.
And after that, I had nightmares on it. And I was like, man, I'm just good. I'm going to stay away from the injuries. It's nasty, and I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want the injury bug to latch on to me. So I stayed away from it. Was it gruesome?
It was gruesome. And you almost feel like, I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but I almost, my knees get weak a little bit. When I see it, almost I can feel a twinge of, my own knee. Again, just kind of wiggling, watching it. But yeah, he dislocated his left knee. He tore his ACL. And his leg got bent in half. It was nasty. It was gruesome. But what was crazy about it, Phil, and I don't know if you've seen this, is he seemed, can't believe this is real. He seemed to be celebrating after it. Did you guys see this behind?
Maybe he was in shock.
No, I'm assuming he was.
Yeah, you're in shock. My season's over.
But he was saying, yes.
They were literally just showing it on PTI with him just kind of going off on the cart, kind of pumping his fist, smiling. Really weird.
I've never seen anything like that.
I think he was just giving the crowd a little pump up. Go out and get a win, Dolphins.
But saying yes, have we ever seen someone say definitively he was yes?
No, I would have been crying. Put the Garrett Bowles, the GB towel over my head.
Yeah.
And say, wow, because you don't know what's next for you. You're aging as a receiver. You just had a horrible knee injury, so there's going to be a bunch of seizures and procedures to help get your knee back in the right shape and in the right way of looking. So you don't know how it's going to go for you moving forward, and you're fast because of your legs. So, man, I don't know. That is weird why you would be saying yes. Yes, he had to be in shock.
Yeah. Man, Tyreek Hill. This could, I'm not saying be it, but he's already starting to slow down a little bit, and some of that is circumstantial of his situation. But you have an injury like that into your 30s, and yeah.
Think he ever goes for 800 yards again?
Does he ever? No, I don't think so, man.
Single season.
Yeah. I don't think so.
I don't believe he'll be ready to play next year.
No, not at the start of next year.
No, and maybe not at all next. I mean, look at Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk, he's still dealing with his knee, and it's been over a year. So, like the knees are tricky ones, especially when you mess it up in a bad way where you tear more than just the ACL, the whole knee.
Yeah.
It takes time. So, man, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to see Tyreek Hill the same version of himself right now ever again.
Man, oh man. And what is he, about 31, I think? I think this is his age 31 season, I want to say. But so he's getting up there anyway, in terms of pro athlete age, of course. All right, yikes. That was a nasty one. There's no doubt about it. All right, Bo Nix throws for a career-high 326. What was he saying after the must-win Monday night? That's next.
Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Denver Sports 1043 to stay up to date on all your local teams. Denver Sports 1043. The Fan.
Hey, Mr. C, it's me. Well, I just picked up the ring. I actually went to Hellsberg. Thanks for that recommendation. Kate's gonna love that hers is from the same jeweler you got Mrs. C's ring from. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. They even knew your family by name, and the ring looks great. Anyways, I just couldn't wait to let you guys know. Call me back and wish me luck.
Hellsberg, designed with care and craft since 1915. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here. Imagine your home quieter, cooler, and more beautiful with the new Infinity from Marvin windows. Right now, Gravina's Window Center of Littleton is offering 25% off. These aren't ordinary windows. They're built to outlast, outperform, and turn heads. Family owned since 1973, trusted across Colorado, and they never cut corners. Call them 303-794-0490 or visit windowsforyourhome.com. Don't delay. Quality costs less than regret.
Advent Health is Littleton's home for highly specialized, life-changing heart care. From preventive screenings to personalized treatment options, it's heartfelt care from expert hands. The Advent Health Heart and Vascular Institute is now open, ready to provide wholehearted care for your whole health.
Brandon Stokel here from my team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Do you need a new furnace, air conditioner, or heat pump? ROX Rocks Heating and Air makes it incredibly easy with their new, free, no obligation online heating and cooling quote. It takes less than 5 minutes and gives you options instantly. No calls, no waiting, and transparent pricing. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. I think I'm some kind of football prophet.
Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877 Cars for Kids.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
The Fed has finally dropped interest rates, and that's great news for American homeowners. Wages are flat, prices keep climbing, and for many, the only way to make ends meet is to lean on credit cards. If you're a homeowner, I want you to call my friends at American Financing. Right now, interest rates have dropped. Many homeowners are seeing options in the low 5s. Compare that to credit cards charging rates in the 20s or higher. American Financing can help you pay off that expensive debt, free up your cash flow, and keep your budget under control. Their salary-based mortgage consultants are saving customers an average of $800 a month. And if you get started today, you may be able to delay your next mortgage payment. Call American Financing today at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. APR for rates in the 5s start at 6.327% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, Dr. Joseph Ramos is both a doctor and a lawyer, combining legal and medical expertise. He can help. Ramos Law, the official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. RamosLaw.com.
Your hunt for the perfect breakfast sandwich is over. Jack in the Box's sourdough scramblers starting at $3.49 come with toasted sourdough, scrambled eggs, melty cheese, and your choice of hickory smoked bacon or grilled sausage. Then, does you one better by being available all day.
Most business owners and decision makers work hard but stay frustrated because customers simply don't know they exist. Marketing isn't about being flashy. It's about making sure people understand how you solve their problem. Audio, video, and online campaigns put your message where your customers are already paying attention. And your friends at Denver Sports, they specialize in connecting customers to businesses. The moment you get clear and show up consistently, growth follows. Don't stay the best kept secret in town. Visit DenverSports.com and click on the Advertise with Us button and start growing today.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Jacob's Law, 303 Law 4040.
Football is back, and it's time for you to get in the game. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is here to help, and we're giving away a PlayStation 5 bundle. Download the Denver Sports app and tap the contest banner on the homepage for your chance to win a PS5 console, a 70-inch flat-screen TV, plus copies of Madden 26 and College Football 26. Don't wait. Download the Denver Sports app now. 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Bo Nix statistically played one of the better games of his career. Last night on Monday Night Football, 29 of 42 for 326 yards. Let's Bo. Let's Bo. Let's Bo. Let's Bo. Let's Bo. Woo! Good for Bo Nix. 2 touchdown passes, another touchdown run. Did have the turnover. Did not take a single sack. All right. The Bengals did not get a lot of pressure last night at all.
Played a lot of zone, didn't blitz a lot. Like, life is good. Life is good for the quarterbacks. Life is good for the running backs and offensive line. It's a get-right game.
It was a get-right game. It was a get-right game for an offense that had been as disjointed as really, especially in the passing game, as any passing offense through 3 weeks in the NFL. So it was just what the doctor ordered in that regard. Bo Nix, after the game, talking about they're starting to find out, who they are on offense.
Well, it was great. Those guys ran the ball tough. We blocked it tough. We did a good job of running advantage runs, I think, for us. We got a hat on a hat, and the backs just did the rest. Moved them throughout the night, and I thought that was really good for our O-line. They're playing really good. It's good. Week 4 in the season, you kind of know a little bit more of what you want to be as a team, and we're starting to find ways to click and find rhythms. And so I thought just first and second down were so much better.
How big of a step, and first and second down were significantly improved week over week, obviously. How much of a step was last night in the direction of trying to find out the Broncos' identity? And I know we've talked a lot about it.
Like this was a huge step for the Denver Broncos and specifically Bo Nix, because it's all about confidence. It's all about making things right for yourself. The timing with the receivers. We talked about it yesterday, and I said on these airwaves of how Bo Nix was spending time after practice getting the timing down with his receivers.
Yep.
Because he wants to stop overthrowing the football. He wants to have these explosive big-time plays, but also he has to calm down, relax, and stop pressing. But after having a game like that, and like Bo Nix did yesterday, it's kind of like in his head, it's like, okay, like I didn't forget how to play quarterback. I didn't forget how to lead this team. I was struggling a little bit, which he may struggle throughout this year as well. He's still young. All right, second year as the quarterback for the Denver Broncos. But you just want to go out there and execute, and that's what Bo Nix did. Whether it was with his feet, picking up the touchdown, maybe a couple yards, or getting the ball out of his hands as quick as possible because he knows it's not there downfield. So let me just get it to my running back or tight end. Let them get to work, give me some yards. Or if it's giving Troy Franklin or somebody like Cortland Sutton a shot in the end zone for a touchdown. And you saw that Sean raved about Bo Nix making it right with that touchdown with Cortland.
Yeah.
Cortland was able to get into the end zone. Bo Nix told Court, hey, I want you to get there a little deeper because it was still short and it was at the end of the half. It was you're ready to go into halftime. You need to get your butt into the end zone so you can score a touchdown because if you don't, the clock's going to probably run. You're not going to have as many opportunities, and now you don't get the points. Well, Bo Nix, that's smart. That's a smart IQ thing. That's awareness. Good awareness for Bo Nix to make everything right. Good awareness for Bo Nix when it comes to checking the plays from passes to runs or runs to passes. So this was definitely a get back, get right game for Bo Nix. And it's a huge confidence booster when you can go out there and have the success Bo Nix did.
Yeah, and that last part, I mean, just the confidence. Confidence, something you can't see. All right, but it's so tied into success or failure in sports, especially when you're like, think about what Bo's doing. He is performing like a fine motor skill. Like he is trying to put a oblong ball on time and on target. Like if you're a guard, you're like smashing up against another man and trying to move them, and that's not. And I'm not saying there's obviously nuances to all these positions, incredible nuances to all these positions and technique and all that stuff. But like when you get into like fine motor skills of like releasing a football off of your hand, trying to hit a moving target, trying to come off a screen and hit a 3-pointer, like. It's just a different level of hand-eye coordination. And so when you're not confident and you're asked to do that stuff at the highest level, like, man, I can't imagine. I really can't.
But this is why, and Coach Mike McIntyre used to tell this all the time, knowledge equals confidence equals playing fast.
Yep.
When you know what you're doing, and obviously it showed for Bo Nix that he knows what he's doing, especially with that game plan that was set up for him, then you're confident. And when you're confident, you're playing fast. You're just playing football. Now, maybe a lot of this has to do with Bo Nix catching up with Sean Payton and his play calling and the personnel groupings. Because for someone like Drew Brees struggled in his second year holding on to the football. He had 18 interceptions his second year with under Sean Payton. Well, this is the second year under Bo, and Bo's still throwing interceptions. Maybe because of the personnel grouping. Maybe it's because of like, hey, I'm still learning this system, and Sean has put a lot more on his plate. So things like that, but it looks like Bo Nix is starting to understand what Sean wants done, understand this offense, and it's going to help him out. Knowledge equals confidence equals playing fast, and Bo Nix was playing fast on Monday night.
Well, it's so true, and it's true for all sports. When you are thinking too much, you're just slow. You're just slower than you normally are, and that was one of my bigger takeaways from Bo Nix last night is he was just hucking that ball like he was in the backyard, like he did in middle school, like he did in high school, like he did in college. It was fun to see. And when he's not thinking and you just see him uncork these passes, dude, the arm talent on Bo Nix, it is almost funny to me that his arm talent was a knock against him by certain draft quote-unquote experts.
Just like his athletic ability, though. The experts were saying, like, hey, he's not as athletic as people think. Well, you're wrong. He's very athletic, very fast, and he does have a strong arm, and he is very smart. Now put it all together, and you have a really good quarterback that could be the franchise quarterback here for a very long time.
Here is Bo Nix after the game talking about spreading that ball around.
I thought I had good vision today. I thought I did a good job of seeing things. We had a good plan, and I was really clued into what I needed to see. And the guys just get open, do a good job of playing a lot of guys, keeping guys fresh, and each guy's going to have a chance to get the ball and make it explosive. You never know where or who will find the football. It's just good to spread the ball around because you're not going to get defenses that can hone in on one person. Obviously, Court for the last couple of years is going to get his, but with other guys doing similar things, it's with us moving him around, it's just harder and harder for them to take him away because so many other guys are doing things, which is really important and good balance for an offense.
It was great balance, just up and down. It was a balanced offense between the run and the pass, but within the passing game, it was an everybody eats offense, super democratic. J.K. Dobbins had a catch. Nate Atkins had a catch. Tyler Bidet had a catch. Ingram had 4. Troutman had 2. Harvey had 4. Franklin had 4. Mims had 6. Sutton had 5. I mean, you're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different receivers.
Hey, everybody gets it. You get a catch. You get a catch. You get a catch and a touchdown. I got you. RJ, you get your first touchdown catch. Like, it was a great time just watching the game, Zach. Great time seeing Bo Nix thrive. All right, that's what I'm used to seeing. What we got to see Monday night is what Bo Nix was doing throughout the middle of the season, at the end of the season as well. So just have that confidence, have that swagger. I think Bo Nix has his swagger back.
What was James Palmer's single biggest takeaway from the must-win Monday night? We'll ask him next.
The Broncos bounced back in a major way and blew out the Bengals in prime time. With a short week ahead, will Sean Payton find a way to keep the momentum rolling on offense? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Do you want the lowest rate for life? Get our 4.75 5-year fixed. APR is 5.89.
Did you say 4.75% fixed for 5 years?
Yes.
Yeah, I want that, but what if rates fall?
Our lowest rate for life program takes over. If rates fall even as little as 0.5%, we can redo your loan with no lender fees and no appraisal fee and no limits to the number of times used. Only at U.S. Mortgages. Call 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. See website for complete details. License number 392-126.
Brenda Stokely from my friends at Roller Auction, leader in Colorado auctions for over 40 years. They conduct over 150 auctions every year, selling tens of thousands of items at the price you set. Auctions are held regularly for Colorado government agencies, and they always have big-ticket items at great prices. That's why I love Roller Auction. And almost all bidding is conducted online in real time, and it's open to the public. Anyone can participate. Check back regularly. New auctions are added weekly. Be the first to know about new auctions available for bidding when you sign up for email notifications. Go to rollerauction.com/thefan.
You could save thousands of dollars on the products your business uses the most with the Home Depot's new Pro Extra Preferred Pricing. Registering is free and easy. Just have your tax ID or business or contractor's license ready. But don't wait. The current preferred pricing benefit will end on November 15th. Visit your local Pro Desk to register now and unlock the deepest savings on the products you choose.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity, and the other day I'm over at a friend's place. He's pumped to watch football, but his setup, total mess. Lagging, buffering, switching between apps, trying to find a game. He claimed to be a big fan, but I feel like I was being fan-fished. See, if you call yourself a football fan, you gotta have Xfinity. It's the ultimate sports destination. I can find the best games and my favorite teams all in one place. And the way I watch, well, it's next level. It's the perfect fan flex. I've got all the action right in my living room, plus Xfinity's best picture and sound with enhanced 4K, so clear it feels like I'm in the stadium. Sometimes I've got 4 games going on at once. Why? Because why not? On top of that, I get real-time notifications, live stats right on my TV. It's the best seat in the house every single time. Next game day, make sure that big fan isn't a big fail. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Multi-view requires Xfinity 4K cable TV box.
Looking to upgrade your kitchen, laundry room, or outdoor cooking area? Look no further than Mountain High Appliance. Family owned and operated for the past 31 years. I'm Brad Barnett, president of Mountain High Appliance. We have hundreds of appliances hooked up live for a true try-before-you-buy experience, plus professional delivery and installation. Our price match guarantee ensures you receive the best deal, and special financing options make your purchase affordable. When it's time for new appliances, think Mountain High Appliance.
Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store.
Thank you.
Haven't filed your taxes in 3 years or more? You're not alone, and you're not out of options. Join Todd from Advanced Tax Solutions for a free online workshop on Tuesday, September 30th at 6 p.m., where he'll answer the tough questions. Can you still get a refund if you file late? What if the IRS filed returns for you and you didn't even know? How far back do you really need to file? What happens if you've moved and missed critical IRS notices? And what does the IRS do to tax protesters? Could you even go to jail? Todd will walk you through how to get back into the system, understand where you stand, and how much trouble, if any, you're actually in. Don't wait for a wage garnishment or bank levy to find out. So reserve your free spot now by calling 303-753-6040, 303-753-6040, Advanced Tax Solutions.
Audible's romance collection has something to satisfy every side of you, because you can't be pinned down. Unless you want to be. Your first love story is free when you sign up for a 30-day trial at Audible.com.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
On the Fan starting at 7. Wild card baseball action kicks off as Cincinnati faces LA.
One of Newsweek's best regional banks and credit unions. Learn more at WistaraCU.com.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Our NFL insider, James Palmer, joins us on Tuesdays right around this time. James, I know you were locked into Monday Night Football. What was your biggest takeaway?
Biggest takeaway. I was on with Richie in the afternoon yesterday, and I said I want an identity offensively coming out of this game. But now that's pretty popular, and I don't want to sound like everybody else. So check, yes, that happened. 2, I saw Bo Nix slow down. And that was huge for me. And with slowing down, when I talked to people around the league, which is what they wanted him to do, he actually played faster, if that makes sense. He slowed his feet down. He saw it well. He went through his progressions. He saw the field. He calmed himself down and actually played faster in doing that. I think we saw Bo Nix play really well in the way that we wanted him to play within this offense. But identity was the one I was looking for, and I think they checked that box.
James, moving forward with Bo Nix, because he had so much success this game, and now he has struggled in the past 3 games, honestly the past 2 games, I could say. Is this something that we need to expect from him moving forward? I know it was against the Cincinnati Bengals, but moving forward, if you were to guess, can Bo Nix continue to play like this at a high level?
I think, Phil, he can if they run the ball that way. Now, I think part of it also, look at the defense you're going against. You just went against Cincinnati, but we know what type of defense that was going to be. Made a defensive coordinator change. It's really Trey Hendrickson is your concern. End of list. You go to Philly this week, and that list is much, much longer. And what Vic Fangio does on the back end, I think people obviously in Denver knew him as a head coach, but we also know what type of defensive mind he has. That interior defensive line is going to be huge, going against an offensive line in Denver that's been playing great, in my opinion. I want to see what he can do against 2 linebackers that can absolutely fly. Campbell, the rookie, and Zach Bond are they're well on their way to being one of the best duos, if not the best duo in football already, playing the middle of the field. And then Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean, and the list goes on. I think he has the ability, if they run the ball well, to be able to play the way we saw him play last night. I want to see it I want to see it against the defending Super Bowl champs. I think that's a much different test, but certainly headed in the right direction. What he did, Monday night, Bill, isn't out of the question for him, right, guys? I don't think that's an extraordinary performance for Bo Nix. He's capable of that on a regular basis. We just got to see it now against some stiffer competition, and then maybe hopefully we can all be a little bit more of Bo Leavers, as everyone likes to say, right?
Yeah, and James, let me just ask you a little bit about the believability of the Broncos' performance last night. And it's been discussed here throughout the day. All right, we're about to talk about it here in just a couple minutes. It's 28-3. It's an absolute beatdown. But how much stock do you put into what we saw? Was that more about the Broncos and who they were, or was it more about who Cincinnati wasn't?
I think it's both, Zach, honestly. I think you have a Cincinnati team, from talking to people around the league this morning, that is going to be having real frank conversations with themselves. Do we need to make a move for a quarterback? Are we realistically good enough to make that move and give up the capital for a quarterback to try to buy time to till Joe Burrow can come back? That's where that organization is right now. But the term a get right game isn't said for no reason. You need it early in the season to figure out where you're at in terms of running the football. I've talked to a lot of people that have been around Sean, and it was the weapon that everybody was looking for. Is it Evan Ingram? Is it Troy Franklin, one of these guys are going to step up and be the complement to Cortland Sutton, who, by the way, is still playing really, really damn good football and needs more credit nationally in the way he's playing. But it really was what Sean told me during training camp. It's the run game. Like, it's a new backfield with two backs, which we've seen a ton of success with two backs having success back there in Sean's offenses in the past, and that opens up everything for the rest of this offense. So when I said I wanted an identity, I think that's what it was in terms of running the football, the complement of Harvey through the air and through the ground to Dobbins. I don't want to discredit what they did, because if you're a good football team, you do this to bad football teams. That's what you do. But at the same time, I think when you're struggling to figure yourself out offensively, the defense was outstanding, but offensively specifically, these are the type of games where I think you figure out what we're good at, give yourself confidence that you can do that, and then you go against a team like Philly with a little bit more confidence that this is what you were told you can be good at, and now we went out and did it. So hopefully we can do it against a team the caliber of Philadelphia.
James, you talk about the weapons around Bo Nix, and one of the weapons that was talked about and raved about before the season started was the Joker, Evan Ingram. Mm-hmm. Now, Evan Ingram, he's been in and out of games. He hasn't been able to get into that rhythm. I know that he was injured last game. He has a back injury, and before that, he was taken out of the first game of the year because of a calf. When are we going to start to see Evan Ingram open up? And is there a possibility that Evan Ingram will open up this year, or is he just who he is right now?
Yeah, I still think it's early, Phil. I think injuries, you're right, you listed them, still play a factor in the ability to use him. We've seen, obviously, monster numbers from him in terms of catches, being that safety valve, being that guy in the short middle that can be really, really effective a couple of years ago. But at the same time, we all knew the risk when we were getting Evan Ingram coming to Denver, and that was that there's going to be some question marks about staying healthy. There's going to be some question marks about staying on the field. And I think getting into that rhythm, getting into that groove just hasn't been able to happen yet. I do think it's an added element to this offense that they want to be a part of it, certainly, and I think they've had to pivot from it a little bit. And I think that's been a little bit of the disjointedness that we've seen in the first part of the season, to my understanding. But it doesn't mean I'll write it off yet. It doesn't mean that player can't be, utilized in that fashion. But I do think what we're seeing is Sean has had the ability to pivot a little bit. They've still been in these games. They could be undefeated. And the Joker role hasn't been fully fulfilled. I still think that's a feather in Sean's cap to be able to pivot while you're still trying to figure it out a little bit.
James, Nick Bonito is applying the most pressure to opposing quarterbacks that we've seen at least since 2018, according to Next Gen's pressure rate. He is applying pressure on 31% of his pass rushes. This dude has 4.5 sacks in the first 4 games of the season, a half sack off of leading the NFL at basically the quarter pole, the traditional quarter pole. What do you make of what we're seeing from Nick Bonito right now? And dare I ask the question, what does his ceiling look like if he continues playing at this level?
Yeah, when he came to Denver, I still remember this. It was like, we don't know what the ceiling is, but there's something here. And if he matures the right way, and he figures it out, and it may take a minute, and they knew that in the building, it may take a minute, we might have something pretty special here. And everybody was kind of pointing to this season going, well, okay, last year was great, but let's see what happens when he's circled in every defensive meeting every week in the NFL. Because that's what happens to Micah Parsons, Myles Garrett and company. Used to happen to Vaughn constantly in Denver. What will happen now that everybody knows? The chips, everything that comes with it. His speed off the ball is just incredible. His read on snap counts. He's playing the position, when I ask around, really, really smart, intellectually playing the pass rusher position, when a lot of people just think that spot is see ball, get ball. I mean, they had a sack last night where they rushed 3, and 2 guys had a sack when they rushed 3. That's how quick they've been off the edge. I mean, he just keeps stacking this. And everybody keeps going, well, he's not part of that elite group. I might even been part of that as well. Okay, let's see what happens when he gets that. He is proving everybody wrong and keeps stacking this, and he's benefiting from a good interior. Of course, a lot of pass rushers do. Vaughn loved playing next to Derek Wolfe. But at the same time, you cannot discredit what he's doing off the edge and the speed in which he's playing, and he has a number of moves, and he can counter things. It's been so impressive to watch what he's been doing. And then when you have a secondary that can play like they played last night, now we know the quarterback was a little suspect, but man, give these guys up front an extra tick to get after the quarterback. I mean, this has been so fun to watch, and I'm excited to see it. Hopefully Lane Johnson plays. I mean, these are the type of things you want to see if you're an NFL fan. This Eagles offensive line versus this Broncos defensive line, and you see this group going after Jordan Mailata and Lane Johnson on the outside. It's going to be a blast to watch that matchup because I don't know if anybody's playing on the outside better than Nick right now.
James, speaking of Philly, I know we won't talk to you until after that game, and so you'll get your reaction after the game. How do you feel about this game for the Denver Broncos and the tush push? All right, we're gonna be able to see it. How do you feel about the tush push?
The tush push is an exciting play again, according to Nick Sirianni, when they ran a couple of counters off of it instead of running Jalen Hurts, which was kind of interesting. I thought Sean had some great comments this week. I've always been in favor of you don't change the rule of a play because one team has just become very, very good at running it. If the league becomes outstanding at running it, I get it, and it changes it. Now they're using safety and entertainment value and officiating to kind of slow it down is a bit strange. I do know, just to give you guys a little inside baseball here, that there were some teams inside that vote in May that didn't want to ban the push, didn't want to be one of the teams to ban the push because they didn't want to be essentially petty. They didn't want to ban a play of the team that just won the Super Bowl. And they wanted to go, let's go out and beat them. And I think that's Sean's mentality, and I'm excited to see what Denver does against it because it is a really difficult play to defend. But if you can keep him out of that situation, more power to you. I'm very fascinated to see the trenches in this game. I think that's everything. And Riley Moss had a really, really good game on the outside. Obviously, it's Jake Browning throwing the football, but this is a team that has two number ones in Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. And so how do you defend all the weapons they have? Teams have stopped the run against Saquon Barkley really, really well. The Eagles have been upset about their inability to run between the tackles. Can Denver's interior be able to continue to stop them like they've been this season? I'm fascinated by this matchup because you see an inconsistent Jalen Hurts. The one thing Philly doesn't do is give you extra opportunities. They don't really turn the football over. Jalen's very conservative with it in that sense. I think you got to make the most of your possessions against Philadelphia, and I think that's going to be the key to this one.
Great stuff, James. As always, enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll chat with you next Tuesday.
Sounds good, guys. I just picked up my son from school. Nick, what did you think of the game last night? Bo Nick! Attaboy.
There he is. I love it.
Let's Bo.
All right, JP, we'll talk soon.
Take it easy, guys.
All right, there he goes, James Palmer, our veteran NFL reporter. I want to react to one or two things that he said, but also I want to ask the question that we just bounced off, James, a few minutes ago. What do you put more stock into last night? Who the Broncos were or who Cincinnati wasn't? I want to have that conversation with Phil coming up next.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app.
Football season is back, Broncos country. And by the way, happy Victory Tuesday. We all know that summer is officially over. And that means it's all about the game days now. Whether you're heading to Empower Field or traveling to Boulder to cheer on Coach Prime and the Buffs, you know you have to get there on time and in style. And speaking of the Broncos games, you can get up to 30% off of your ride to the games with Hermes Worldwide the entire season. All you have to do is mention the code PL30. Again, mention that code PL30 when you want to book your luxury transportation to Empower Field. So let my friends at Hermes Worldwide handle all the traffic and parking, and you just sit back, relax, and enjoy yourself. Let them get you to and from the game safely, and you focus on making as many memories as possible with your loved ones or friends. All you have to do is call Hermes Worldwide today at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports. Again, give them a call at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports to book your next ride today.
They say there's no such thing as a free lunch, but not true, I say. Hey everybody, Dan Jacobs with Jacobs Law and 303 Law 4040, and I'm here to tell you about the best, absolute best free meal in all of Denver. Times are tight right now. You go to the grocery store, things are insane. So we all could use a little bit of help. No questions asked. Anybody that needs it can come by every first and third Thursday. Here's how it works. You pull up, you pop your trunk. They put free groceries for the week in your trunk, and they say, how many hot meals do you need? We pass those to you right through your window, and this is good stuff. This is not soup kitchen stuff. I smoke these meats personally. Delicious pulled pork. I got my special secret Chipotle chicken recipe. It is fantastic. Please help us spread the word. Anybody that needs it, Smoky Hill and Arapahoe Road every first and third Thursday, 4 to 6 p.m. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me personally. It's Dan Jacobs at 303-LAW-4040.
Another summer is ended, and you may have noticed that your energy is lower, your workouts aren't as productive, perhaps you aren't sleeping as well and feel foggy all the time, maybe even your sex drive is off. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're experiencing some or all of these symptoms, it's likely you have low testosterone. And if that's what's going on with you, don't wait. You need to call us at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic and get treated for your low T, because living with low testosterone is no way to live. With our low T treatments, if you're like most guys, your life will change considerably. Improved sleep, better energy, greater gains in the gym, better mental clarity, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. Plus, most men see these results in just a few weeks. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Now through November 16th, new Comcast Business customers can get started with 150 megabit internet plus security for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig package. Call today. Restrictions apply. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and auto-pay with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, 2-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. I have a true treadmill at home. It's the smoothest and quietest I've ever been on.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Ever tried fixing an outlet yourself? First, you watch a DIY video, then you grab your tools. Next thing you know, sparks are flying and your hair looks like you just licked an electrical socket. Let's avoid that, shall we? Piper Electric has been providing expert electrical service since 1983. Repairs, upgrades, EV charger installations, even commercial and industrial. They do it all and do it right. They're giving you $50 off your next service. No fried hair required. Call 303-422-9219 today. Piper Electric. Leave the electricity to the experts.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
So it's a bit of a fundamental question. What do you put more stock into? Who the Broncos were last night or who Cincinnati wasn't? And I don't think, honestly, and I'm being serious, I do not think there's a wrong answer to this question.
No?
I really don't. I don't. And of course, it's going to be a little bit of both. Right?
Yeah,
it's going to be a little bit of both.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Like, it is a little bit of both. A little sweet, a little salty. You need both of them in your life. And in this case, you got the Cincinnati Bengals that they're not a good team right now. They lost their franchise quarterback. They have a young offensive line. You know, they paid so much money for the two receivers in Joe Burrow that they don't have enough to pass around to help this whole entire team out. It's a 53-man roster, and you take care of 3 or 4 guys, but yet you still have to play team football, so you don't have enough money to really put together a really good team. But then again, for the Denver Broncos, they're doing everything right, especially in this game. They did everything right to win that game. They're supposed to win the game when you have Sean Payton going out there telling the media that this is a Super Bowl winning team. You're going out there telling the media that Bo Nix can be top 4, top 5. So you should go out there then and dominate, which the Denver Broncos did do. So when I'm looking at this, it was about the Denver Broncos playing Broncos football, all 3 phases. The Denver Broncos should be 4-0. They should.
They should.
They end up losing 2 games, and you said this a week ago where they lost 2 games, and there was no time left on the clock. Insane. So you take away that, Bo Nix makes a couple plays. They play mistake-free football and minimize the penalties. The Broncos beat the Colts, and the Broncos beat the Chargers. But because now you're 2-2 and you beat up on a bad team, now people want to say, well, is it the Bengals or is it the Denver Broncos? No, it's Denver Broncos, the Denver Broncos handling business against a bad team. And I always say that's their problem, not ours, that the Bengals are a bad team. But Denver handled business, Zach, and that's all that matters.
Well,
So it's the Denver Broncos being a good team. The Denver Broncos playing good football, defensively shutting them out, but also being able to run the ball, being balanced offensively, running the ball and passing the ball, putting together a great performance all around from the special team unit, the offense and defense.
Man, so we know you get to that result when you're plus 20 in first downs and you have over 500 yards of offense. We know it's both, but given the choice, if I forced you to decide, that was more about the Broncos than the Bengals.
Yeah, I'm going with the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, man. I'm struggling with this.
Why?
I really am. Because the Broncos have looked disjointed offensively for the first month of the season. And Bengals are bad. I mean, they're really bad.
We didn't think they were this bad.
No, I mean, but you think about this. I mean, they're coming off a game, Phil. They just lost 48-10 last week.
But you told me there was context to it. 5 turnovers.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, hey, like when you have 5 turnovers, you should get dominated.
Yeah, no, for sure. But also bad football teams turn it over at that rate.
Yeah.
So you're talking about 48 plus 28. 48 plus 28 is 76. They've lost the last 2 weeks 76-13. And in the games leading up to,
that's crazy.
It really is. It really is for pro football. I mean,
it's the NFL,
and in that league, it's built for parity more than any other league. So when you have a team that's lost in back-to-back weeks by a combined 76-13, and you have a Broncos team that had been looking disjointed, especially offensively,
But what were the biggest reasons why Denver lost the 2 games, in your opinion? Like, what were the 2 biggest reasons Denver losing against the Chargers and the Colts? Execution, penalties, like what?
All of it. A sputtering offense in some cases, a penalty, self-inflicted wounds, lack of execution, special teams. I mean, all that. I think we should appreciate what happened last night. But in terms of like this being a sign of things to come and this being the Broncos turning a corner, I still need to see more before I'm ready to go there. And I'm not trying to be a hater or a negative Nancy.
Is it more in the sense of Bo Nix? Is it more in the sense of this offense being consistent that, hey, we can run the ball and pass the ball against a really good team? Now, we can't sit here and say, hey, a team with a winning record, because since he had a winning record, but, you know,
technically
there's context to it.
Yeah.
But you're going up against Philly, a team that supposedly may end up winning the Super Bowl again. Do you want to see the same thing or something close to it against them? And now you're like, hey, I'm believing again.
Yeah. I don't even need to see them beat Philly. I need to see a believable competitor in Philly next weekend. Because when you think back to the Broncos stepping up in weight class a year ago to an opponent like Philly, it was Buffalo, and that was 31-7. It was the Ravens, that was, I think, 40-10 or I'll double check that.
It was a lot to a little.
It was a lot to a little. So like, here's the thing. I can appreciate the must-win nature of last night and them getting it done. They had a job to do and they executed it. It was 41-10 last year against Baltimore. But I actually already know that the Broncos can beat bad football teams. Like right now, that is the worst football team in the league. All right, and it came at the right time, and it was just what the doctor ordered. But I still am missing a piece of evidence with the Broncos, big picture, that I still just don't have, and that is what they were missing all of last year. It was that winning a game that is even or you're not supposed to win. Broncos were a 7.5-point favorite.
Yeah.
It ended up being 8.5 by kickoff. They were the third largest favorite after the Lions over the Browns and the Bills over the Saints. Then it was Broncos. So, again.
Let's say it like this now. Can the Denver Broncos beat a team that's going to be in the playoffs this year? Because there's going to be a couple that we're going to play this year. You got Green Bay.
Yep.
You got the Chargers, who I believe will be back in the playoffs.
Totally. Jacksonville,
that's playing good football right now.
Kansas City,
that they're looking like they're turning things around over there. Can you beat a Philly team that's going to be in the playoffs and make a deep run?
Right.
And if you can, oh, buddy, Broncos country, stand up. But if you fall short, and not just short, but you get dominated like you did against Baltimore, like you did against Buffalo, then we're going to sit here and we're going to start to rethink things.
Yeah, it can be back to square one.
And it comes back to, are you believable?
Yep.
I love what I saw from the Broncos. I love what I saw from Bo Nix against a bad team. That's okay. It's a football game. It's NFL. That's their problem, not ours. But can you generate that same confidence? Can you generate a game plan and execute that game plan when the team is as good as you or a little bit better?
Yeah.
That's the question now. But I'm still going to put it on the Broncos just handling business, because if the Broncos would play like this or played like this against the Chargers or the Colts, minimize those penalties, made a couple plays like Bo Nix hits Marvin Mims once or twice against the Chargers, now we're sitting here saying, hey, the Broncos are 4-0 because of them executing and not making as many mistakes or making dumb penalties. So, Denver Broncos, baby.
RamosLaw.com text line, if you want to react. You can hit us up, 303-713-1043. It took 995 days, but it finally happened last night. That's next.
The streak is over. J.K. Dobbins ran all over the Bengals and became the first 100-yard rusher for the Broncos in nearly 40 games. With Dobbins and Harvey both gaining steam, has Denver found a new recipe for success on offense? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your RV wins.
What, are you going to take the RV to the mountains or go pick up your dry cleaning?
RV wins!
Are we cleaning the gutters or taking the RV camping?
RV wins!
Are we getting a new passport or cruising up the coast?
RV wins!
Don't forget, you got that trip to Sweden coming up.
Oh, yeah, passport, then RV.
With Progressive, you can bundle your RV with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings in your RV. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states and situations.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, it's Zach. Winter's coming. Don't wait. Order windows or siding from 5280 Exteriors before the snow flies. 15-year low-interest financing with no prepayment penalty. Call now for your free quote and see how low your payment can go. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
I'm Dr. Joel Cherdak with Denver Regenerative Medicine. If you're ready to lose weight safely and effectively, we prescribe real GLP-1 medications at standard dosages from licensed U.S. pharmacies, not half-strength drugs from unknown or online sources. Your care is managed by a real medical doctor at a real clinic with telemedicine available. And right now, we're offering a free consultation to help you get started. See real results for under $300 a month. Schedule your free consult today at DenverRegen.com. That's DenverRegen.com.
Injured in an accident? Call Postman Law. Our attorneys have recovered over $3 billion for clients, fighting and winning nationwide. Others promise, Postman delivers. Call 844-POSTMAN now for your free consultation. That's 844-POSTMAN.
1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Mike Evans here for Copperhead Plumbing. Your home doesn't have to flood before you know there's a problem. With the Mow & Flow Smart Water Shutoff System, you can monitor your home's water usage in real time right from your phone. You'll get notified the moment a leak starts. Trust Copperhead Plumbing for professional installation. Ask about installing a Mow & Flow system today.
Copperhead Plumbing, built to last. Call us once, you'll forget the past.
Copperhead Plumbing. They plumb different. They plumb custom.
Attention taxpayers. If you owe $5,000 or more and have missed another tax deadline, you're officially on the IRS's radar. The IRS has resumed aggressive collections. That means wage garnishments, bank levies, even seizures of your home, car, or retirement accounts. If you owe $5,000 or more and missed the deadline, you're stacking new debt on top of what you already owe. Call Priority Tax Relief now. Their experts fight back fast and are saving their clients millions in tax debt every month.
I owed over $50,000.
and they settled it for pennies on the dollar. These guys are as legit as they come.
After speaking on my behalf with the IRS, my entire debt of $25,000 will be eliminated. Whether you've received collection letters or you're already facing liens and garnishments, call for your free consultation. There are no upfront fees. Priority tax relief. Let's make your taxes our priority. Call 800-968-3159. 800-968-3159. 800-968-3159.
Priority tax relief.
Hey guys, your boy Steve here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if you can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house, all cash, and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-944-33, 720-944-33. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. Want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
On the Fan starting at 7. Wild card baseball action kicks off as Cincinnati faces LA.
One of Newsweek's best regional banks and credit unions. Learn more at wistaracu.com.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
It took 995 days, but it finally happened. That is the length of time in between, and I still can't believe it's real. We've been talking about it for a very long time, but I still can't believe it's real. That 995 days separated the last two 100-yard rushers.
Mr. By, you called it. You called it yesterday. And you waited. You had to wait a whole week. A week and a day, right?
Yeah.
a
I
week
did.
and a day
Yeah.
to call your shot. And, hey, man, congratulations. You're finally right.
This was yesterday at Mile High Station doing the Bronco pregame. And in fact, I want to make a prediction right now. And I almost did this on Friday, and I kept the cat in the bag. Tonight, I believe the Broncos have their first 100-yard rusher since the 2023 season when Latavius Murray did it. All right, so I said the 23 season. It's actually the 2022 season, but it did happen in 2023 because it was the last week of the season on January 8th, 2023, when Latavius Murray ran for 103 yards against the Chargers. And look, I don't want to get carried away patting myself on the back because it was the league's worst defense. And I anticipated the Broncos having a legitimate second-half lead where you want game control. And so, it's not like the greatest prediction of all time, but it was nice to see the follow-through. It was nice to see a commitment towards the run. The game script sort of dictated that you run the football. By the way, the Broncos still passed more than they ran last night, which is hilarious.
You know what that's all about. It's Sean.
Yeah. It's incredible. But good for J.K. Dobbins, good for the Denver Broncos.
Great for J.K. Dobbins. Like finally punching through this year with 100 yards. And he said something after the game on the podium saying, maybe I can go back to back. He's saying that for a reason. J.K. was able to get 100 yards on 16 carries. That's hard to do, to average more than 5 yards a carry in the NFL. He's going to need more than that when you're playing against tougher teams like Philly. But in order to do that, Sean's going to have to stick with the run. When you talk about J.K. and what he did last night, it was a great job of being patient, bouncing around. Vision was there, and when the hole was there, he hit it. All right, when people were on him and they were hitting him or tackling him, he was moving the chains or moving for a couple more yards. That's what you want to see from your running back who is confident, from a running back that wants to be out there more times than not. Sean finally let J.K. get into some type of rhythm, stay in for a full drive, give him more than just 2 carries. It gave him 4 carries. J.K. could have went for 100 yards before the fourth quarter. Now, there were some penalties that kind of hindered the drive.
Sure.
But overall, J.K. had a great day on the ground. The confidence is there. The offensive line, you finally got to see them getting downhill, getting onto double teams, moving up to the second line. And, yeah, there's context to it. The Bengals, they didn't blitz. They played a zone. It was soft. But that is on them. That's their problem, not ours. J.K. took advantage of it. And I always say, as a running back, when you're back there being patient, setting up your blocks, it's slow to, fast through. All right, slow to it, let it kind of play out, let it develop, and when you finally see that hole, you hit it as hard as possible. J.K. does that, and that's why he's having success. That's why he had 101 yards on 16 carries.
Well, believe it or not, Phil, J.K. Dobbins right now is the fourth runner in the NFL with 323 yards. Fourth in the league. I mean, good for him. Good for him. We know these numbers are fluid and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But right now, and this is nuts. J.K. right now is on pace for over 1,300 yards just on the ground. So, again, will it play out like this? We don't know, but I'm so curious to find out. I'll tell you that. I am so curious to find out. What did you see from R.J. Harvey last night?
Yeah, well, R.J., it was good to see him get a couple chunk plays. It was good to see him break a tackle and get in the open field. And also, it was great, not good, but great to see R.J. involved in the pass game. All right, like for someone like Bo to just dump it down to RJ, let him break some tackles. He had 40 yards in the air, and then of course he had how many was it? 58?
Yeah, 58 yards. Yeah, you're on it.
58 yards on the ground, almost 100 yards total, all-purpose yards, that's what you want if you're RJ Harvey, just to be valuable, a valuable option as a catcher and as a runner. So for RJ, it's confidence as well. It's being able to get the opportunity to stay in for a drive. It's to be able to get an opportunity to get in some kind of rhythm. But that also happens when you keep one personnel grouping in or two personnel groupings in that drive. And that's what Sean did. Sean did a great job of just keeping people in to let them get into some type of rhythm.
Well, 98 yards from scrimmage for Harvey. Pretty cool, man. Broncos ran for $186 as a team. That was the second most in the Sean Payton era. The only game that usurps it is the Thursday night football game last year against the Saints. Sean Payton's return to New Orleans. But really, really good sign last night that the Broncos were able to run that football effectively. Okay, the boa constrictor, that is the Broncos defense, swallowed a Bengal tiger whole last night. We'll talk about that side of the ball next.
Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Denver Sports 1043 to stay up to date on all your local teams. Denver Sports 1043. The Fan.
All right. On a Victory Tuesday, gentlemen, you guys are excited. But you may not be as excited as you should be because you're dealing with ED, gentlemen. Erectile dysfunction is an intimacy destroyer. Research shows that men can draw away from their partners when ED affects their sex life. The conditions cause stress, anxiety, depression, and even worse. A man's partner can even blame themselves when ED becomes the problem. But I'm here to tell you that never fear, Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic is here to help. They have treatments that work when the pills and herbals fail you, and have success rates well over 90%. Some of these treatments can have you last an hour or even more. All you need to do is schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today. Your initial visit is only $99. This will include a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And here's the thing, gentlemen, if the test dose does not work in the office, the visit is free. They have 5 locations in Colorado to serve you as well. You got Fort Collins, North Denver, Central Denver, Castle Rock, and Colorado Springs. Give them a call today at 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Advent Health is Littleton's home for highly specialized, life-changing heart care. From preventive screenings to personalized treatment options, it's heartfelt care from expert hands. The Advent Health Heart and Vascular Institute is now open, ready to provide wholehearted care for your whole health.
For many of us, it's happened before. Your hair is thinning, crowns disappearing. Maybe the hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. The solution that worked for me, it's an incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts growing your own natural hair the very next day, and it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's the Advanced FUE from Advanced Hair. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what if you want your own natural hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to world-class Dr. Tanya Paul's, it's not maybe your hair will regrow, it's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. It's why Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR. That's 720-459-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Winning matters. Postman Law has recovered over $3 billion for clients. Injured? Call 844-POSTMAN. It's free to see if you have a case. Others promise. Postman delivers.
Thinking about buying a home in Colorado? You're not the only one, and now might be your best shot. We're officially in a buyer's market, which means you've got the upper hand. More homes are on the market, competition is down, and serious deals are out there just waiting to be found. Whether you're a first-time buyer or looking to upgrade or downsize, now's the time to get pre-approved. And American Financing can make that happen in 24 hours or less. And here's the kicker. When you work with both American Financing and their partner American Home Agents, you can receive a credit on closing costs of up to 1% or a max of $10,000 on your home loan. If you've been sitting on the sidelines, it's time to step in, and American Financing is the place to start. Don't let the 20% down myth stop you. You could buy a home with as little as 3% down, and with down payment assistance programs available, getting into a home might be easier than you think. Pick up the phone, call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Heads up, pros. Now's your chance to unlock deeper savings. The Home Depot's new Pro Extra Preferred pricing can help you save thousands on the products your business uses the most. But the current benefit ends November 15th. Don't miss out. Registration for the new program is free and easy. Just bring your tax ID or business or contractor's license to the Pro Desk. Register now to lock in the best wholesale prices before it's too late.
Ho, ho, ho. I know you didn't plan to hear from me this early, but I'm tired of lugging this bowl full of jelly around. That's why me and Mrs. Claus are with Soda Weight Loss now. I'm losing 6 pounds a week, and the wife keeps telling me I'm slaying.
Join Soda Weight Loss right now. When you join, your partner joins for free. Visit sodaweightloss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com.
Soda is, say it with me, state of the art.
Marketing can feel overwhelming. Where to start? What works? What doesn't? That's where your marketing experts at Denver Sports come in. Audio, video, online marketing, and we know how to cut through the noise so your customers finally hear your story. You don't have to waste time guessing or spinning your wheels. We'll guide you with a proven plan that turns your marketing into growth. Let us handle the hard part. You do the easy part. Head over to DenverSports.com and click Advertise with us and start growing your business today.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with national LTE coverage. Go to rapidradios.com and you'll get up to 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO for an additional 5% off.
Football is back, and it's time for you to get in the game. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is here to help, and we're giving away a PlayStation 5 bundle. Download the Denver Sports app and tap the contest banner on the homepage for your chance to win a PS5 console, a 70-inch flat-screen TV, plus copies of Madden 26 and College Football 26. Don't wait. Download the Denver Sports app now. 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
We are on the doorstep of just about 40 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk. Really appreciate you guys being here. By the way, speaking of being here, you can be there. What am I talking about? On Friday, we are heading to Low-High for Bud Light Football Friday. We're going to be broadcasting live from Recess Beer Garden from 2 to 6 p.m. All right, Bud Light will be there giving away a pair of tickets to Broncos Giants on October 19th, along with 2 Bud Light VIP tailgate passes. You have to be 21 or older to enter that contest. Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. We would love, love, love to see you at Recess Beer Garden from 2 to 6. Kick off your weekend with us. It has been a blast of a time doing these Bud Light Football Fridays, and I have no doubt Friday is going to be another chapter in that awesome story, Mr. Phil.
Let's bow.
All right. The boa constrictor that is the Broncos defense swallowed a Bengal tiger whole last night. Now, I will say, man, I was a little bit
nervous.
Yeah. I think you say nervous, anxious when the game started and the Bengals marched down the field, 12 plays, 63 yards. I was fearing a touchdown. They hang points, and then the Broncos go 3 and out, and I'm like, what are we in store for here tonight? But
Here we go again.
But this defense truly settled into a degree that was suffocating.
You know, Zach, I was never nervous about this game because obviously it's a 60-minute football game. In playing in it, you can have success at the beginning of a game. You look up and you lose that game. You could be up by two scores. By the end of the game, you lose. And I have a flashback when we're playing Minnesota Vikings, 2019.
Oh, I remember this one.
Oh, buddy. We
20-0 at half.
Yes, we were putting it to them. Honestly, we should have scored another touchdown going before halftime. We didn't execute the play right. Don't end up scoring. You go into halftime 21-0. We're feeling good about ourselves. We don't do any adjustments. We're like, hey, let's just keep doing what we're doing. Execute, make plays defensively, stop Kirk Cousins, defensively, get to the quarterback, maybe get another turnover. And this is when we had our backup quarterback, Brandon Allen.
Oh, that's right.
Brandon Allen.
Yes.
And I want to say we won before that game. We had a little bit of confidence.
You did. I think you guys beat the Browns.
We beat the Browns. Yeah, we did. And so we had a little confidence going into that game and how the game started that first half. It's like, hey, look, we're winning with our backup quarterback.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you look up and Kirk Cousins turns it on. Receivers were open down the middle of the field. We weren't able to get any kind of offense going, and we lose that game. So you always have to go into a game as a player with the mentality of one snap and clear. Whether it's good, great, one snap and clear. If it's bad, it's okay, one snap and clear. We got a lot of time left until there's not. So I was never nervous about this game because on paper and as the game went on, it showed that we were just a better team.
Yeah, and that much was clear. That much was clear. At least, it became that. Yeah. Early on in the game, I was like, what the hell is happening here?
What's going on? Is the world ending?
It felt like it for a second, especially if you're laying 7.5. So the Bengals had 57 yards, it was 63 yards, I want to say, on that first drive. And I believe the math said, I think it was just 102 yards the rest of the way, something like that. They, at one point, forced 8 consecutive punts. And after the first drive, and I can't remember the last time I've seen a football game, and I think I have it at certain points, I just can't remember off the top of my head, where after that opening drive, the Bengals never ran a play in Broncos territory. I mean, that is insane.
No, that's just like playing great defense. Like, you're in the NFL and you don't have the opposing team getting into your territory. Like, life is good. As a defensive player, like, hey, we're getting a bunch of 3-and-outs. We're getting pressure on the backup quarterback. We're getting sacks. You had 3 of them. All right, you don't have to bring a bunch of pressure. VJ didn't dial up like a blitz package. It was like every once in a while you would have Alex Singleton come off a blitz, maybe Jaquan McMillan here or there, but overall you're just sitting back playing zone, letting your pass rushers in the trenches up there, the 4 rushing, just go at it. And that's the luxury of when you're playing, 1, a bad team, and 2, when your defense is good enough to do that.
Yeah, it almost felt like one of these early season college games where a FBS opponent will be playing an FCS opponent, and they're like, we're just going to run everything base. We're not showing a thing because we know we're going to just play them straight up and be just better than them. Rarely does that happen in the National Football League, if ever. I mean, goodness gracious, that game, it was very, varsity, junior varsity. That's what it felt like. But that being said, the final score should be something along the lines of 28-3 when you're talking about varsity versus JV.
Now tell me this, are you a little concerned? Now you asked me this yesterday of like how many sacks should Denver have in this game against the Bengals that's not a good team. And I said 5. 5 because you have Zach Allen, you have Jonathan Cooper, Nick Bonito, John Franklin Myers that wants another contract. And not only did I say those starters, but I said you have Jonah Ellis, you have Tillman, you have the backups that want to go in there and have their name called too. They want to make some noise as well because at some point they want to get paid as well. So are you concerned that the Denver Broncos only got 3 sacks? I say only, like, come on, it's hard to do in the league.
No, not really. But I do understand the question. I mean, I thought it was going to be a much bigger day. I think if Vance Joseph wanted it to be a bigger day, it would have been. And when you're in control of what combination of punches you want to throw at someone, and I do wonder, and I don't want to get carried away in this theory because these guys live truly 1 week at a time, but I do wonder if there was an element of, hey, I don't want to show anything like exotic, and that's probably not the case here, but like I wonder if there's just something to that.
Well, yeah, Zach. I've been in a couple games where you're getting ready. You're on a short week, so you're getting ready to play Philly. If you're Denver, you're getting ready to play Philly on Sunday. You play Monday night. You know that you're going to let your players rest Tuesday. Wednesday, you're going to ramp back up, but you have to be careful because you're still banged up. So you definitely don't want to show a bunch of stuff that you may be getting ready to do towards Philly, and you want to keep people healthy. And what's the best way to keep people healthy? Keep it bland. Don't bring a bunch of pressure with your nickels, your safeties, your corners. Don't do that, especially when you don't have to. Don't make things harder than it has to be offensively. If you can run the ball, how do you keep people healthy? You run the football. You get downhill. You don't make it this, hey, we're going to throw 50 times a game, although Sean still threw 40 times a game. He didn't have to do that if he didn't want to. You could just control the clock, let the clock run down, still win 28-3, and still be happy.
Yeah, it is, and that's just that is classic, Sean. That you could be in control of a game like that and still throw it more than you pass it. We'll get to the offense here in just another couple minutes, but Nick Bonito, this dude is absolutely on one right now. 4.5 sacks in the first 4 games. The pressure that he is bringing on a down-in, down-out basis in the passing game is, I could say it like this. 31% of the time he's bringing pressure. That is the highest pressure rate of any player through the first 4 games with at least 50 rushes towards the passer since Next Gen Stats started tracking pressure data back in 2018. Okay, it's going to be 2026 here in like a month or two or whatever it is. 75 days from now or whatever. 2018. That's a big sample size, and no one has brought more pressure through the first 4 games than Nick Bonito since 2018.
That's why you pay him early,
and that's why. Because could you imagine what the conversations we'd be having if the Broncos just wanted to wait? And that would have been reasonable. That wouldn't have been doing the wrong thing. When we had those conversations in the summer, like I thought reasonable minds could disagree on that.
Well, I was one of them that wanted to see more of Nick Bonito. Because it's like, okay, he had a great year, but it's only 1 year. What does it look like in the second year? What does it look like when people know about you and they're game planning towards you and they're chipping you and they're double teaming you? But then after that preseason game with Nick Bonito, and I know he got banged up a little bit, had a semi-small procedure done because of some bone spurs. But when he was out there and he had 3 plays in a row where he could have had a sack.
Yep.
And I'm like, my God, that man's get off is insane. Don't mess around with it, George. And George must have been listening because it's like, hey, I'm not going to let this continue to linger. Let's get this contract done so we don't have chaos throughout the season. We don't have a distraction when we need you to be focused, when we need this team to be focused, and they were able to get a contract done. And I was okay with it after that preseason game and seeing it like, hey, he is ready to go.
Yeah. And had they waited until week 6 or 7, because that was kind of a target, like, well, let's see what kind of start he gets off to. I don't know, man. Like, we had been saying, like, hey, Nick Bonito's awesome, but he's not quite in that caliber of the TJ Watts. And I still don't believe that because of the way that those other guys play the run. But, man, he would be building a real case to why maybe not resetting the market, but having that salary start with a 3.
Hey there. Like, Nick Bonito's probably mad. Like, man, why did you guys not just wait? Why did you not just wait? Let me get into the season and show you guys what you guys are going to have to pay for. Now, tell me this. You have a guy by the name of DJ Von Miller.
Yeah.
He had 18.5 sacks.
That's such an insane number.
18.5 sacks. Dominant. You have someone like Nick Bonito. Already has 4.5 sacks. Can Nick Bonito get to 18.5, maybe let's just say 19 sacks this year?
Here's what I'll say about that. Whether the answer to someone driving in the car right now or hanging out at home, or maybe you're listening in the middle of the night, working the night shift, appreciate you if you are. The fact that you can actually ask the question and me not laugh at you, or like if you're asking at the bar and like you don't get thrown out of the bar for suggesting it.
Because Von's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Totally. Bona fide. I mean, dude, he was a Hall. He didn't have to ever play a down of football after the Broncos experience, but he did. Yeah, he's going to do a backflip. He's a first ballot guy. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
That's insane.
But the speed off the edge, it looks like 2015 Von. Bonito is he is a freakazoid right now. But to the actual question,
does he get to 19?
I can't sit here and say that he is going to have the single greatest pass rushing season in Broncos history. He may end up, like, saying yes is actually a reasonable response. It just wouldn't be my response right here in this moment.
Well, he's so consistent. Like, right now, death, taxes, and Nick Bonito getting a sack, those are 3 things that you know may be true. Well, 2 of them for sure. But Nick Bonito, it's been very consistent. Very consistent because of his get-off, because of the confidence, because teams can't game plan towards just Nick Bonito. Because what are you going to do? If you're going to go out there and say, hey, we're going to chip Nick Bonito and we're going to double team him, well, that's fine. But then who's going to block Zach Allen and help out with that and double team the trenches, like down in the middle? Who anchors now in the middle is Zach Allen. Who's going to stop him? Okay, let's stop Zach Allen. That's fine. Well, what about Jonathan Cooper? High motor, who's able to get to the quarterback too last night? Who's going to stop him? So now when you're on offense, you're like, man, who do we stop? Who do we chip and double team? Like, do we put all of our attention on Nick Bonito and let everybody else beat us? Or do we just play it how it is, try to get the ball out of our hands quick, try to get some the run game going and leave it like that? And that may be the case. Like for the Bengals, that's what happened. And you had Nick Bonito and Jonathan Cooper coming off the edge free. So it's just hard to game plan towards Nick Bonito because of the pieces around Nick Bonito. Having the cornerbacks like Riley Moss, who did a good job, PS2, who's Defensive Player of the Year, having 2 safeties like Brandon Jones and Hufanga back there, like everybody doing their part. Now Nick Bonito can just play free, go get the quarterback because he's one-on-one with the tackle.
Well, that is a good position to be in with all those pieces around you because, like you see, if you're someone like Trey Hendrickson,
you know he's stressed out.
Like you're first and second on the scouting report, right? And it's like you can't overcompensate for Bonito because the Broncos are too strong across the board defensively.
Yeah.
So that is a really healthy dynamic. Man, oh man, oh man. Broncos defense last night allowed just 1 play longer than 20 yards. A single play longer than 20 yards. Incredible. This is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. We are coming with it and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive. And we are reacting to a must-win Monday night. And the Broncos delivered in a heavy-handed fashion, 28-3. What did you make of Bo's night?
Oh, Bo Nix. Let's Bo. I loved it, Zach. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, finally getting to just sit there, get me a bottle of water, give me some popcorn. You know it wasn't water, but hey, we're going to go with that. and just enjoy the game. Enjoy Bo Nix staying in the pocket. When it was a little messy or muddy, climbing up in the pocket, setting his feet, anchoring down, stepping into his throw. All right, hitting his receivers on the money. Being accurate with the ball. And if it wasn't there, using those beautiful legs. Picking up the touchdown. Most of the time. Picking up the touchdown. You seem like there was some couple times where you wanted him to run.
Yeah, on the turnover, I just thought there was plenty of space in front of him. And look, there's a reason that the phrase Monday morning quarterback exists. It's so easy to say, but Bo, I thought in that moment.
But weren't you the guy? Weren't you the guy, Zach? I want to say last year we were like, hey, Bo, don't take unnecessary hits.
Yep.
Protect yourself.
This is when he was doing a little too much, and I remember there was one particular play where, he got blasted by the defender, and I was like, you can't make a habit of this. But at the same time, and I definitely know where you're going with that, if you're going to, you would like it to be on fourth down for a touchdown, right? And in his head, he's not like,
against the Bengals.
I know, but it's like you're still playing in front of 70,000 people on the first primetime game of your season on Monday Night Football. Like when you're making those decisions, it's like, I don't know if you could, be so selective actually in the moment. Again, I hear what you're saying, but actually the way that happened when he was rolling right there, I thought he could have made it to the end line pretty easily the way that he did on the first scramble.
Yeah, but also to be fair, and I think you're going to agree with this too, we shouldn't have passed that ball. It's 4th and 1. You have J.K. Dobbins, who that drive was able to get chunk plays,
yes.
10 yards,
yes.
15 yards, 5 yards. You get to the 1 yard line, and J.K. Dobbins is not in the game.
That was my least favorite play calling sequence of the evening, was that final sequence in the lower red area.
And so, hey, we wouldn't have had to even talk about this with Bo Nix, and maybe he should have ran it if we just hand the ball off to J.K., if we have J.K. in the game, who deserves to have his touchdown because he did most of the work that drive.
Yep, literally.
Which is insane. I know how J.K. feels right now. Hey, I had 101 yards, yay, but I still want to be able to do my dance in that end zone. I still want to get the touchdowns. I still deserve that much, especially when I'm on a 1-year deal, and I want to be able to come to the table and say, hey, look, I have 1,000 yards, and I have this many touchdowns. Pay me. So, if we would have just ran the ball, now, Sean, obey your eyes and run the ball, then Bo Nix wouldn't have been in this situation to throw an interception. That's my take on it, or having to run to maybe hurt him, knowing we need him for the Philly game.
Phil, a wholehearted cosign. and when you win 28-3, it's not really the time or place to be, belly aching about play calling. But at the same time, because it's been a bit of a theme and not an isolated moment, Sean Payton has the tendency, when he feels comfortable enough to do it, he will allow agenda to bleed into game day order of operations. So when you get all the way down there and you're on the what yardage were they on? I'll get it here in a second. It was on the you're on the 11-yard line.
Okay.
Or no, excuse me. You are on the you're on the 2-yard line. What the heck am I talking about? You're on the 2-yard line.
You can taste the end zone if you're a running back. Coach, give me the ball.
Yeah.
I would look there. We get to the 2-yard line, and there goes Melvin.
Yes.
I don't see you.
Yes.
I don't see you. Go back to the sideline. As a running back, you want that. Give me at least one opportunity to get that touchdown. And if it doesn't work, then pass it.
Yeah, and so and I stand corrected. It actually was on the 11. It ultimately became the 2 when the interception happened. But you march down the field, and you're in the lower red zone, and who did he try to get involved? It was a rollout to Ingram on the left side.
Which you said, hey, he's going to try to get Evan
Yes.
Ingram going
Yes.
In the red zone.
Sean was so much of a shot caller this offseason, but one of the shot calls was Ingram and the Joker, and he's been really quiet. And so when you get down in that area, it's like, we're going to get Ingram a touchdown. And then they tried rolling out left, didn't work. Then they tried rolling out right, and they caught the ball inbounds and ended up, I think, going for 6 or 7 yards, whatever it was, and getting to the 2. And then what time was it?
Oh, it was RJ time.
It was RJ time.
Little baby, go in there. Go get you one.
Hasn't scored a touchdown yet this year. And so he, at that moment anyway, because he ended up scoring one later, obviously, in the pass game. But, Sean just, in those moments, again, not a big deal. You won 28-3, but because it's a theme, so like when you have 4th and 8 in week 1 and you can make it a 2-possession game, but Bo's struggling and you want to prop up his numbers a little bit and you're throwing it, it's like sometimes agenda can bleed into
but you know
game
what,
day.
Zach, it is a big deal because what's stopping Sean from doing that against Philly this next week?
I don't think that he will feel like he has the luxury or the license to do it. Like you were in control, so you felt like you had it.
Yeah.
You were in control up by 8, late stage of the 4th against Tennessee, and you trust your defense, so you feel like you have the license to overextend yourself to try to accomplish whatever he's trying to accomplish.
And this is where, like, for someone like JK, he may be a little upset next time where it's like, Coach, give me that opportunity. Let me get in the end zone. I'm averaging 5 yards a carry. We have an offensive line that's big that you're paying a lot of money for to move people. Let us do our job. It can't always be a setup for Bo or for your special someone, which is RJ, because you drafted him in the 2nd round and now you want to show him off. Like, give me my respect too. I guarantee that's what he's saying right now because a lot of running backs and players in general, that's how they feel. Like they do a bunch of the work, but they don't get rewarded. Rewarding a player, especially offensively, is if they do a lot of the heavy lifting, give them their touchdown or give them at least that opportunity to score.
Sure.
And if they don't do it, at least they say, hey, I gave you that opportunity and we moved on. Give them that much.
Well, here was Sean Payton after the game talking about the job that Bo Nix did.
A lot of guys stepped up underneath, played some soft zone. He did a really good job getting through his progressions. He came underneath, 4, 5, 6 times where the coverage got deep, and right away, he knew where his underneath flare control was. And then, more importantly, we did a good job of advancing. We converted a number of first downs, be it on 2nd or 3rd down, with an underneath throw. So that was real impressive.
And it was mostly impressive. Broncos were 8 of 14 on 3rd down. A week after, they went 2 for 13 on 3rd down. And as we talked about leading up to this game, it starts on 1st and 2nd down. So you getting in those manageable situations on 3rd down, it's just life becomes a lot easier. And I thought Bo Nix, I don't think it was his best game, despite it being a career high in passing yards.
Whoa!
But it's
why?
Because we've seen him play better games. I think against better competition as well. Okay. I mean, think about this: the Broncos scored 28, and that helped the Bengals scoring average defensively. Think about that. They scored 28. They were giving up 30 a game.
Yeah.
So there is very few times that I'm grading on a curve in the NFL because I respect the landscape and the competition level so much in that league. But on a night like last night against a team like that, who has lost 2 games by the score of 76-13.
That's insane right there. You're talking about an NFL football team.
Yeah.
Losing like that.
Yeah.
Say it again. It's
76-13 if you combine the scores from last week and this week. So I think it's a step in the right direction. I really do. I think it's a step towards finding the identity of who the Broncos are going to be here in 2025. But in terms of like, hey, the Broncos turned the corner and now everything's okay, it's like I still am gathering information on this football team, especially with the offense.
So I know you're gathering information for the offense, but for Bo, like, are you still gathering information for Bo? Like, you got to see a lot of what Bo Nix can do or bring to the table last year, for majority of the year, majority of the season.
Yeah.
Now it's been a struggle at the beginning here. But it looks like he's turning that page. He looks like he's starting to gain confidence. And I know there's context to it. It's against the Bengals. But that's an NFL team. Like, their problems are not ours. Don't go out there with a bad football team, a fundamentally unfundamental football team at that, and think you're going to win and beat the Broncos, who are a good team when they do the right things, when they don't have penalties and they don't make mistakes or Bo Nix gets intercepted, then they usually put themselves in great situations to win games and will continue to if Bo Nix can handle business. But when you're talking about Bo Nix, is he still not believable?
No,
you have some people out there that are like, hey, look, like, I still don't believe in Bo. There's a lot of people out there saying that.
There are. I believe in Bo Nix. I believe that he is going to be a franchise quarterback for the Denver Broncos. But I think that it's okay to say, hey, man, we're still in the exploratory stage of someone's career. what do we got? Maybe 22 games of Bo?
Yeah.
It was 7-18 last year, and 19, 20, 21. Yeah, 22 total games. I mean, I think they're still in the exploratory stage down in Houston with C.J. Stroud after they put that crown on his head real quick. And we were all kind of in the NFL. I say we, the NFL community, Jaden Daniels. Like we have seen regression. And so while I believe Bo Nix is going to be, at a certain point in time, a bona fide franchise quarterback, and he's heading in that direction, and last night was another step in that direction, I think that I'm just being a little bit measured and not carried away because, man, my eyes told me that the Bengals are going to be picking first in the NFL draft. I mean, they were at 76-13 over a 2-week sample.
Guys, it's a bad team. It's a bad team. Great great win for the Denver Broncos. They handle business. You're supposed to do that. When you have Sean Payton going up there saying that this team, the Broncos, can win a Super Bowl or they can get close to it, that our quarterback could be top 4, top 5 at some point, then you better be able to handle business against a dysfunctional Cincinnati Bengals team that doesn't have a quarterback, all right, that doesn't have a run game. The defense is just out there getting paid just to get paid right now, and it's mean and it's bad to say that, but it's the truth. And you handle business. Now for Bo, it was a great confidence booster.
It was.
The
definitely.
time, the rhythm, the processing, it was on display. Utilizing his legs to score the touchdown and kind of open this game up and settle everybody down. That was on display. Being a leader, checking plays, whether it's a run check into a pass or a pass check into a run, it was on display. That's what you want. That's what you want to see. Now, of course, Philly is going to be a different beast. Can someone like Bo Nix do that exact same thing? It's not going to look perfect. But can you stay in the pocket when you know that you're going to get hit? Can you make the reads? Can you make the right checks? Can you hit the middle of the field? Something that you still didn't do a bunch of against the Bengals, and there's context to that because the Bengals were playing zone and dropping everybody back.
Yeah.
So they were giving you the outside. They were giving you the running backs and tight ends in the outside trenches over there.
I believe the number was 29 of 42 passing attempts were within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage or behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, but also Bo Nix was obeying his eyes.
He was, and that was
Great
good.
Vision.
You what they'll say, you can't go broke taking a profit, right? And those were little profits. And so I'm not saying it's just I think it's just something to keep an eye on in terms of that dynamic of the passes towards the line of scrimmage. But
when I said trenches, I mean the flats.
Yeah. But in terms of the bigger questions, about the football team and about Bo, I don't want to come across the wrong way, okay? Because you win 28-3 from the place that this organization has come from. You can never get bored with success, ever. And you got to remember coming in, like I remember 2017, Broncos were 3-1. This is your senior year of college. They lost every game for 2 months straight. And it was hard to come in here. And I mean, I remember the Eagles scored over 50 and the Patriots are clowning them and all this stuff. So the Broncos have been down bad in the past in this last decade. So you never want to get to a point where you forget where this program has come from. But at the same time, it is in a new space and it is an ascending operation here in Denver. And I don't think I'll put it to you like this. Last night's game, while you did what you're supposed to do, it didn't really redefine like my expectations for the season. I'll say it like that.
But did you learn anything about the Denver Broncos in that game? And maybe you didn't. For the players, maybe they didn't as well because it was so easy. It was just like, hey, like we're in a rhythm. But you're getting the reps. Everybody is doing their part. It does feel good as a player to be able to sit there and just watch your defense go to work. And for your defensive player saying, hey, look, like we get to sit here for 5 minutes? Like, are you kidding me? We get the rest now because the offense is sustaining drives?
It's luxury.
Or the special teams is doing their part? Like, everybody did their part. Every unit did their part. The coaching staff had a great game plan and did their part. So it was fun. It was a fun environment to be around on Monday night. But did you learn anything, Zach, as a fan? Like, hey, I'm excited. I can't wait for this Philly game. Like, we're really going to go after it. Like, do you feel that way? And it's okay if you don't.
Man,
like,
I can't. I was mostly impressed with how they dispatched a really bad football team. But I don't think sit here, and it's a good question, I don't think I can sit here and say, man, I learned something meaningful about the Broncos. I don't think so. I don't think so. How about you?
The only thing I take away from this game, other than like, hey, we should have won. Congratulations, but you did your job. You were a 7-point favorite.
Yeah.
Was it 7.5?
8.5 by kickoff.
8.5.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Was Bo Nix getting his confidence? That Bo Nix can make those plays, and that Bo Nix can sit in the pocket and still have his eyes downfield even when he's on the run. And he can be accurate with the ball, and he is getting everybody involved. Like, there's something to say for that. There's something to learn from that if you're Bo Nix. Like, hey, dude, you can lose confidence in yourself. You're a human. And sometimes you need to reassure yourself by going out there and having a great game, which you did. And you did your part with your legs, with your arm, and just controlling the game and commanding that offense.
I really like what you said there. And if there is one thing, and I don't know if it's if I learned it, but I think it's important. It's the confidence part with Bo Nix. It's the confidence part. And he did not look like a confident passer through the first 3 weeks of the season. He just didn't. That's not to say he didn't do, anything right. That's not the case. But he was missing open receivers. And I think that when you are, and I can't really imagine, because my frame of reference is like shooting a basketball. If you don't have confidence and you're doing a fine motor skill thing, it's like you're not playing guard. And I know there's technique and nuance to every position in all of sports. But when you're doing one of the real fine motor skills, like pitching a baseball, coming off a screen, trying to make a three, and you're rolling a ball off your fingertips, or you're trying to chuck a oblong ball on a spiral to a moving target 22 yards down the field, like that, those type of positions, that's when confidence, I think, and again, confidence could rock an offensive lineman. So I don't want to misrepresent this, but especially with the fine motor stuff, if your confidence is off, man, you could probably feel like you're swimming when you're trying to play quarterback in the NFL.
Well, if you have confidence, that means that you have knowledge of what's going on, knowledge of the playbook, and you feel confident in your ability to go out there and execute. Coach Mike McIntyre, my head coach for Colorado, used to say knowledge equals confidence equals playing fast. Well, it looked like obviously Bo Nix knew the game plan and he knew it well. He had the confidence to go out there and execute it, and he's playing fast because of it. Now he needs to do it against Philly. We all know that. But it starts with just an NFL team. The Cincinnati Bengals Monday night, that's the next opponent, or that was the next opponent. And he did his job. He executed. And that's all I was looking for, is for him to get that confidence back. And another thing that I think about with Sean is Sean has a lot of personnel groupings. That can confuse not just a running back or a receiver, but a quarterback as well. You want to get into some type of rhythm. You want the same receiver crew in there, not just Cortland, but Pat Bryant, Marvin Mims, Troy Franklin. You want to get them involved and get the timing down with them, which Bo Nix, I heard, did a great job of after practices, just staying back and getting the timing with Marvin Mims, with Troy Franklin. And look what Troy Franklin and Marvin Mims did because of that. Practice is everything in this league, even for basketball, hockey, anything you do. You're going to practice more than you play. So you have to go out there and practice your ass off so that you can execute in the game, man. And that's something that Bo did a great job of. And he's going to continue to as long as he has that confidence and the knowledge in what Sean wants done.
Real quick. You mentioned Pat Bryant's name?
Yeah.
Pat Bryant's a dog.
Dog.
Now, he's not getting involved in the passing game a whole heck of a lot, and I know that's going to develop over time. I'm so confident in that. But in back-to-back weeks, Pat Bryant has had an instrumental block that has led to a Broncos touchdown. Last week, it was him blocking on the left side in open space for J.K. Dobbins' 41-yard run to start the second half. And yesterday, him blocking on the Mims touchdown. And last week, the announcers didn't even mention Pat Bryant's involvement in that play. He got love last night on the Monday night broadcast. You love to see that from a young, hungry player that hasn't done anything. It's and I think they quoted him, if you want the rock, you got to block, or whatever version of that is.
He's earning his right to be on that football field and getting the opportunity to finally get the ball, which will come his way.
And I think he's building merit and trust within the room of guys getting to know him for the first time.
I love it, Zach. I love it. Look, selfless. It's a selfless act to go out there and block for your teammate, spring him free so he can get a touchdown, so he can have the glory. But one thing I loved about that play wasn't just the touchdown and Marvin Mims getting around and showing his speed. It was Marvin Mims going back and saying thank you, giving him a pound, saying thank you. That means a lot, man. I used to do that all the time, and it just what's the word I'm looking for? Like if you go to a lineman and say, hey, man, I know what you just did for me.
Yep.
I appreciate that. They're gonna block for you harder.
Yep.
Because now you're acknowledging that what they're doing is the right thing, that you see it. Not everybody is gonna see it, but I see it, man. And you're the reason why I'm having success. That goes a long way for a player and for a team when everybody's on the same page and they can give kudos to the guy that's helping them out.
Yeah, and it just speaks to team chemistry, right? Giving credit. One of my least favorite, if not my least favorite images in all of sports, and I am not joking, is when 10 other guys block for one guy, and then that guy distances himself from the guys who did that for him and does a dance on his own. It's like, your lack of awareness can be stunning, and I love that. I love that from Mims, and he's acknowledging a rookie.
Yeah. Yes.
So I love to see it. How about your former teammate Cortland Sutton?
Court.
This guy is just like old hickory, old reliable.
Mr. Consistent. 5
receptions, 81 yards, 16 yards per catch, a tutty mixed in. He was a yak guy last night, which is outside of his profile historically.
Did you see that step back? Cortland had a step back on the left sideline, was able to elude the tackle, get some more yards. Like, I love to see that. And Cortland deserves to have those opportunities because he's always consistent. He's always there, ready for the ball. He's doing the dirty work. You talk about a guy that's going to block for you. I'm telling you, a lot of these times, and when I was able to spring for a long run, Cortland Sutton was there sealing off a block, getting up to the second level, blocking the safety, whatever he has to do. And that's exactly what he's doing now, putting his body in harm's way at times to jump up and get the ball coming down on his back. That does not feel good, but you still come down on your back hard and still have the ball in your hands, a touchdown. That's a stat for you in Bo Nix, but also it's a stat for the Denver Broncos, and now you're winning because of it. Cortland Sutton's the man, and he needs to continue to do this, which he will, because he's consistent and he understands it's all about the team, and he's willing to do whatever it takes for this team to have success this year.
All right, well, J.K. Dobbins had a lot of success. Who did he give the credit to after being the first 100-yard rusher in nearly 1,000 days? That's next.
The Broncos bounced back in a major way and blew out the Bengals in prime time. With a short week ahead, will Sean Payton find a way to keep the momentum rolling on offense? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
This March, Wendy's is fueling the madness with amazing deals on their hamburgers made with fresh, never frozen beef.
Like a juicy Dave's single for $1 and a fresh $2 Dave's double with in-app offer.
It's such a good deal, we wrote a little ditty about it.
Get it for $1. Dave's single, order in the app. Dave's single, get it for $1. Choose wisely, choose Wendy's, official hamburger March Madness.
Limited time offer, participating U.S. Wendy's. See offer details and redeem at Wendy's app. Account registration required. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S. and Alaska.
Hey, Stokely here, and let me tell you, fall golf is the best golf Colorado has to offer, and it's not too late to get fully dialed in for the last few months of the season. At Embers Golf in Westminster, they're not just selling golf clubs, they're crafting a journey for golf lovers like you. It's a boutique-style shop, family-owned, with 2 hitting bays, all the major brands, and fully upgraded custom shafts. Come in for a full bag fitting. Trust me, there's nothing else like it around. Embers Golf, where your golf journey begins.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Winter and the holidays will be here before you know it. Don't wait to upgrade your home. Order windows or siding from 5280 Exteriors before the Colorado snow flies. Enjoy low-interest financing for 15 years, often better than your bank, with no prepayment penalty. Stay warm, boost your home's value, and pay less each month. Prices go up every year, so lock in your free quote today. Host the next game day party at your house. Call 5280 Exteriors now and see how low your monthly payment can go. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Fall means football, and at Postman Law, we know winning matters. Our attorneys have won more than $3 billion for our clients, delivering the results they need when life gets tough. Car crash, workplace injury, serious accident. We know the insurance company's playbook, and we're here to help rewrite it for you with speed, ease, and results. Call 844-POSTMAN or visit postmanlaw.com. Others promise. Postman delivers. This is attorney advertising.
Cake Mortgage Corp. Equal Housing Lender. NMLS number 1734623. Regulated by the Colorado Division of Real Estate. Terms and conditions apply based on approved credit.
Buying an investment property should be straightforward, right? Find a place that cash flows, make your down payment, and start collecting checks, right? Wrong. First, it's time to get a loan, and suddenly you're trying to justify every tax write-off and business expense you've ever taken, explaining to some mouth-breathing paper pusher why it's good that your CPA made you look poor on paper. Traditional banks and lenders seriously don't get you, but we do. At CakeHome.com, we specialize in business purpose DSCR loans. Translated, DSCR means debt service coverage ratio, which is a fancy way of saying if the rent covers or nearly covers the mortgage, we can probably get you funded. So if you've always dreamed about owning income property or you're building your real estate legacy, call 1-800-EAT-CAKE. That's 1-800-EAT-CAKE. 1-800-EAT-CAKE or visit CakeHome.com to find out why life's better with cake.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
It's Truck Month at Corwin Toyota. Drive home a new 2025 Tundra with rates as low as 1.75% APR for up to 72 months. Or lease a 2025 Tacoma for just $449 down and $449 a month. With a wide selection of trucks in stock, now's the perfect time to trade in and trade up. Visit us on Pearl Parkway or shop online at CorwinToyotaBoulder.com. Corwin Toyota, family driven for over 100 years. Proud sponsor of Colorado Athletics.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
On the Fan starting at 7. Wild card baseball action kicks off as Cincinnati faces LA.
One of Newsweek's best regional banks and credit unions. Learn more at WistaraCU.com.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
J.K. Dobbins, the first 100-yard rusher in a game. I cannot believe
this isn't real.
Would you say, how long has it been since the first
Not
100-yard rush?
995 days separating what J.K. Dobbins did last night and what Latavius Murray did in Week 18 against the Chargers on January 8th, 2023, the final game of the 2022 season.
Woo-wee! It's a long time. Long time. I mean, look, come on. You would think somebody's going to hit that 100-yard mark, whether it's just busting a long run for like 60 yards or you chunk it like J.K. did last night on Monday Night Football, where it's just like 5 yards, 10 yards, 15 yards, a 20-yard run, back to 3, back to 4. You look up, you have 100 yards.
Yeah, and that was there's many ways to skin a cat, right? And when you talk about getting to 100 yards, I personally, look, I want to see the explosive runs, but there is a different level of appreciation when a running back gets over 100 yards and not a single carry went for longer than 16. That you literally body blowed your way to 100 yards. And it's doing it the hard way, doing it the long way. You would love to bust one. And he didn't really. And he's known for busting them. And so I could not be more impressed. And well, I shouldn't say that because this was the league's worst defense. So, but at the same time, I am still impressed with Dobbins specifically in the way that he got to his 101 yards.
Yeah, he not everything is going to be a big time play, 41-yard run like he did against the Chargers, but he was consistent. Isn't that something that we talked about before the game started? Like, can we have a consistent run game where it's like the first quarter, the second quarter, it looks the same, the third quarter, it looks the same, and the fourth quarter, you top it off and it still looks the same and you score a touchdown? Well, we got to see that today or Monday on a Monday night game where it's just like everything is clicking. And the impressive thing about J.K. Dobbins' 100 yards, he did it on only 16 carries.
Right.
Now, of course, you're going to play against some teams like Philly, like the Chiefs, like the Chargers again, where you're going to have to play ball, get a couple chunk plays. But 16 carries and going for 100 yards, keeping your body pretty fresh.
6.3 per carry.
6.3 per carry. Oh man, a running back's dream. He's in heaven right now with those stats. You don't want that to end if you're a running back. You're like, man, hopefully I can do this against Philly, which he may have more success with Philly because he's in a rhythm. Because he has already done it in a couple games where it's like, if you let J.K. get a couple more carries against the Chargers, he goes for 100. If you let J.K. Dobbins get some carries against the Colts, he goes for 100. He started off hot, and they stopped feeding him the ball. So it's all about the carries. It's all about getting into some rhythm and the offensive line being on the same page, what the offensive line was on Monday night.
Well, here was J.K. Dobbins after the game.
I've been working really hard to get that, especially for Coach Payton. I know that means a lot to him as well. And the O-line was blocking incredible. I can't do it without those guys. So it's a great feeling, and maybe I can go back-to-back now.
Maybe I can go back-to-back. Here's a little bit more from Dobbins.
It was very helpful. Coach Payton is the best. I love him, and he's always going to figure out ways to put us in the right position, not just the running backs, but everybody on the team. And so I appreciate him for doing that. Like I said, we're just going to keep getting better. We're going to figure it out. He's going to figure me out. He's going to figure the team out even more. And it's going to get better.
And here's one more from J.K. once again talking about Sean Payton.
I'm one of those guys where if I get in a rhythm, if I get consecutive carries, I think I get better. As the game goes on, I get better. And I'm sure that's probably every running back. They would probably tell you that. So tonight, in the second half, that's what you saw. I think Coach Payton is starting to figure me out and RJ out and the offensive line out and just the whole offense. He's figuring it out, and he's doing a great job of putting us in the right position. The series, getting consecutive touches, you see what happens. She said 38 games. We haven't had a 100-yard rusher, and that happened tonight because Coach Payton put us in that position.
Okay. So Sean Payton deviated from his normal self, that is firing positional groups in and out of the on and off the field like a NASCAR pit crew. I mean, play by play.
That's creative, Zach.
And he actually and Sean admitted this after the game.
I mean, there were certain tags that put either one in, but we gave them series. And I think that helped both of them. Certainly is easier to call plays, and both of them got in good rhythms. I mean, there were hard-fought yardage. Those guys both ran hard. I thought we blocked them well. We pushed them well. And so we'll look at the film, but good to have a 100-yard rusher. It was good to run. I don't know how many attempts we had, but that typically happens with a big lead. I'd love to have that many rushing attempts, but it's usually a byproduct of being ahead.
All right, so you hear Sean admit, like, hey, there's tags for these guys, but instead we left them out there for a series, which most coaches do.
Yeah, that's the normal thing usually around the league in college and high school.
Do you think that we will start to see a more flexible Sean Payton? Because his running back literally just said, hey, they tried this, and this is what happened.
Yeah, I think, like you like to say, and I like to say all the time, Sean needs to obey his eyes. The offensive line is built to run the football. Now, of course, you're going to pass. It's Sean Payton. You're going to pass the ball. You have Bo Nix. But how do you set your quarterback back up with success? Running that damn ball. And you have J.K. that's saying it, that he wants consecutive carries, that he wants to get into a rhythm. And when he is in a rhythm, this is what it looks like. But, like, when you go back and you look at his stats throughout his career, that's how it seems to be with J.K. The more carries he gets, the stronger he gets as a running back. And he has averaged 5 yards a carry in his career for a reason, because he's able to get those chunk plays. He's able to bust a 30 or 41-yard run to help him out. But it's about being on that field long enough to get in that rhythm. And Sean needs to understand that, which he does. But just do it, Sean. It's not going to hurt you to give the running backs more carries. It's not going to hurt you to let J.K. just be the starter from now on. It's also not going to hurt you to let J.K. get his touchdown when he gets to the 1 or 2 yard line too.
Yeah,
Come on.
Yeah. I know. I'm not going to disagree with you there. I mean, he marched down the field and got you there, and then it's like, okay, where's my joker? Like, I gotta. Okay,
RJ,
that didn't work.
Here?
That didn't work. RJ, get out here. Here's your first touchdown. So, all right. Look, what did you see from RJ Harvey?
Yeah, RJ, he put together a solid game. All right, was able to bust off a couple chunk plays, was catching out of the backfield, which is something he needs to continue to do. If he can catch out of the backfield, now he's going to be the third down man, and not Tyler Bidet as time goes on. That's what's going to happen if RJ can continue to catch out of the backfield and pick up blitzes. So it was good to see RJ finally get some kind of momentum going and get more touches than 5 or 6. And so now what does it look like moving forward? Do you get him more involved? Do you have more plays where he's out in the backfield doing some choice routes? All right, utilizing his speed. I want to see more of that from RJ Harvey, but it was good to see him out there carrying the rock a little bit more, baby.
How about they use Adam Prentice on a short yardage situation?
The fullback.
I was like, whoa, okay.
Here we go.
All right.
We're playing the Bengals.
And he converted it. He converted it. Okay. The Broncos won a football game. That means game balls coming up next.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Let's talk about your hair. If you're losing it and desire it back, then do what I did and go see Dr. Tanya Pauls at Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can personally attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but close to it. They put hair where you need it the most, and bam, it grows. It's actually science. Advanced Hair has it all. Top-rated Dr. Tanya Pauls, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins regrowing the very next day. Advanced Hair even guarantees it to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation today. Call 720-459-HAIR and you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. That's 720-459-HAIR. Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver, and they've changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. Become inspired with the before and afters at advancedhair.com. That's advancedhair.com.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I've made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. I have a true treadmill at home. It's the smoothest and quietest I've ever been on.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
The cost of everything is still out of control, and many of us are relying on credit cards to cover essentials. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. Americans collectively owe over $1 trillion in credit card debt. You might have considered reaching out to my friends at American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. Well, there's good news. They've created a smart equity loan, a solution designed to help you take control of your finances without touching your current mortgage. Unlike a HELOC, which can have varied interest rates, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate. That means one predictable monthly payment giving you peace of mind. This loan allows you to leverage the equity in your home to pay off high interest debt, free up your cash flow, and keep your existing low mortgage rate intact. It only takes 10 minutes to get started with no upfront or hidden fees. Call American Financing today and start saving now at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
This is Jeff for Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, where we've successfully treated thousands of men for low testosterone and helped them feel like their old selves again. Please take a moment and listen to how we help Greg.
Hi, my name is Greg. I've been a patient of Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic for over 10 years. I noticed that I was really tired. I was lethargic. I didn't sleep really well, and I was overweight. My waist was 4 inches over what it should have been. It was really difficult for me to lose the body shape I didn't like. And of course, my marriage, yes. No man in their 40s wants to have low libido in their marriage. I'm really thankful for this therapy because it just makes me feel the man I want to be, active, at home, everywhere. If you're feeling like I was, call the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today and get checked. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Thanks, Greg. It's true. Low T therapy will likely change your life. Your initial appointment is only $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS for Kids.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play stop, opt out. Terms and conditions apply to the earnings promotion.
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn up to $50 per ride with Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 10 years old, a clean driving record, and at least 5 years of caregiving experience, you could become a Hop Skip Drive care driver. Just text STUDENT to 323232 to get started right now. Hop Skip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text STUDENT to 323232 right now. Text STUDENT to 323232 and start earning up to $50 per ride during Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion period. That's STUDENT to 323232. Text STUDENT to 323232 now.
Joel Klatt, the nation's leading voice in college football, joins Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth every Wednesday morning. Presented by Groove Toyota. Here we go. Tune in at 8:10 for exclusive insight, bold analysis, and maybe just a hint of shenanigans. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, final segment here on a Reaction Tuesday. Let's get some game balls out. Before we do that, got to tell you, this Friday, we would love to see you in Lohi for a Bud Light Football Friday. We're going to be broadcasting live from Recess Beer Garden.
from 2 to 6 p.m. I've heard good. I have not been here, but I've heard good things. We would love to see you there. These things have gone over so well. Bud Light will be giving away a pair of tickets to Broncos Giants on October 19th, along with 2 Bud Light VIP tailgate passes. You got to be 21 years old to enter that contest. Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. Come see us on Friday at Recess Beer Garden. All right, friend of the show drops by, the scrappy one, the Scrapster, Scrap Peterson. What up, Will?
What up, boys? How we doing?
Doing fantastic, man.
Scrappy.
Dominant Broncos win. Before we give away game balls, what is your interpretation of how this went down? Because there's different viewpoints and context that led to 28-3. Is it more for you? And I don't believe there's a wrong answer, by the way, so I'm not trying to gotcha or put you on the spot. Was that performance last night more about the Denver Broncos and who they are, or who the Cincinnati Bengals aren't?
Can I cop out and say somewhere in the middle?
No, because we all understand that it's somewhere in the middle. I'll just tell you personally. It for me was not like I didn't learn anything about the Broncos last night. Me personally, I thought it was good for Bo's confidence, step in the right direction. But did it rearrange how I view the Broncos? No, I need to gather more information in a more competitive space. So if I had to decide, while acknowledging it's both. It's both.
Yeah.
It's both.
It's both.
But if I had to decide, because of how janky the Broncos offense has looked to start the season, and the fact that the Bengals have now lost in the last 2 weeks by a combined score of 76-13, I'll say it's just a little bit more on who the Bengals aren't than who the Broncos are.
Yeah, that's the side I'd lean toward as well. I mean, the Bengals are really bad guys.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, they're Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and bunch of guys. You know, I know everyone's trying to turn Chase Brown into something, and Trey Hendrickson's a pretty darn good player, and he got some money, but without Joey B, they're just not a competitive football team. And I heard you talking yesterday, Zach, about the quarterbacks Browning had beaten in his career. It was like a who's who of clipboard holders.
C.J. Beathard, and you know, I've heard it quoted so much in our market. Like, did anyone actually do 5 minutes of research? It was C.J. Beathard, it was Nick Mullins, it was Jeff Driscoll, and it was Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, Bo Nix can't join that list, and he certainly didn't. He was never in danger of joining that list last night, but since he without Joey B, I mean, how many games are they going to win, guys? 5, 6 football games, something like that?
If that.
Will we even see Burrow the rest of this year? They keep saying, well, he could come back in December. Well, he's not coming back in December for a team that's way out of the playoff picture. So, yeah, the Bengals are really bad. That being said, my biggest takeaway, the Broncos needed a laugher. After the 2 back-to-back heartbreaking losses, you needed a game by the middle of the third quarter. We all knew it was over. There was no drama, nothing, and I was just glad to see the Broncos get that, because the next time they have a lead in the fourth quarter against a good football team, all three of us, everyone listening, you're going to be thinking, uh-oh, here we go again. Because that's how that Chargers game felt. Even though they had 2 chances to make it a 2-score game and never could, you just felt like they're going to find a way to screw this up and lose. Hopefully that chance comes on Sunday in Philly. I'm just glad that last night it was a beatdown, and you knew it was going to be a beatdown from the middle of the second quarter on.
Yeah. Game balls here. I'll just go first just to get it out of the way.
Okay.
It's it's low-hanging fruit. Dante, do we have my a prediction from yesterday? It's low-hanging fruit.
Go take that victory lap real fast. Come back real fast, Zach.
Just one more time. Because no one else is going to do it for me.
For sure.
This was us doing pregame at Mile High Station yesterday. And in fact, I want to make a prediction right now. And I almost did this on Friday, and I kept the cat in the bag. Tonight, I believe the Broncos have their first 100-yard rusher since the 2023 season when Latavius Murray did it. So it was actually the 2022 season. I misspoke, although it did happen in 2023 because it was Week 18, January 1st, final game of the 2022 season. 995 days since the last time the Denver Broncos had a 100-yard rusher in a game. That is a disturbing stat. I'm glad that it's behind us.
Long time ago.
It's a long time. But, of course, my game ball has to go to J.K. Dobbins, who did it the hard way. Not a single carry longer than 16 yards. That man body blowed his way to 101 yards, and the streak is snapped. A lot of streaks have been snapped these last couple years that have been, we still have a 1,000-yard rusher to go, 4,000-yard passer to go. But things like 1,000-yard receiver, double-digit sack artist, 100-yard rusher,
Everything's getting checked. Like there's boxes to be checked. A couple have already been checked off. 1,000-yard rusher, 4,000-yard passer. Maybe that's the next things to go.
Yeah. So J.K. Dobbins gets my game ball. Who gets yours, Phil?
Yeah, I mean, obviously J.K. did a great job. 16 carries, 101 yards. You can't beat that. Averaging 6.3 yards a carry. Come on. But I'm going with my man, Bo. All right, I had to defend Bo all week last week. And I'm going to have to defend him now because he's going to get my game ball. The confidence is there. Knowledge equals confidence equals playing fast. And Bo Nix was playing fast because he is confident and he has the knowledge. He's understanding the playbook right now. I think that we're going to start seeing a more confident Bo Nix, even against Philly, making the right decisions, the right plays, utilizing his legs, being smart with the football, getting it out of his hands fast. And he did that against the Cincinnati Bengals. 29 to 42 passes. Okay, passing 326 yards, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, he had the interception, but you still have to be aggressive. Bo Nix looked sharp in the pocket, setting his feet, anchoring down, being accurate, climbing the pocket when he needed to, running at times, running when he needed to, giving his receivers opportunities. You had Troy Franklin that dropped the ball 2 times. You had Mims, I want to say, that dropped 1. Altogether, there was 4 drops out there.
Yep.
Bo Nix could have had 400 yards passing
He actually could have, yeah.
So Bo Nix gets my game ball. Franchise quarterback Bo Nix. Here you go, baby.
I love it. Will Peterson, how about you?
Yeah, I would agree with both those picks. I mean, Dobbins was awesome last night. His post-game presser and his interview in Spanish.
Pretty cool.
Both awesome as well. Nix, best game of the season, no doubt, Phil. But I actually would give it to Mims, the one drop aside, because this was a dude. We're all hanging out on a Saturday afternoon. Broncos a little out of sight, out of mind. You're watching college football. You're hanging with the family. And all of a sudden, he's limited on the injury report with a hip, and you're going, what is going on? So much so that we were tracking up until inactive yesterday. Is he going to play? Is he not going to play? Well, there was no lingering effects of those hips, boys, because 6 catches, 69 yards, and his touchdown. I mean, 90% of receivers in the NFL get a 2-yard gain on that play. His ability, and I know Pat Bryant had the great block, but his ability to find the corner and burn the Bengals defender for 6, that was unbelievable. Marvin Mims is such a weapon. Can't disagree with Dobbins or Nix, but I'd give my game ball to Mims.
All right. Great stuff. Who you work with tonight?
I'll be with Anilo Piro. Quick 10-second trivia. Who was Latavius Murray's head coach when he had the 100-yard game in January of 2023?
Is it Jerry Rosberg?
It was the Jerry Bear.
Yeah, the Jerry Bear. And at one point, one of your mentors, James Marilat, said that if Jerry Rosberg went 2-0 to finish the season, the Broncos should hire him. Thank goodness that didn't happen. No disrespect. Disrespect.
But was the Jerry Bear better than Hackett?
Yes, but that's not the barometer for who you should hire and who you shouldn't. All right. Denver Sports Tonight coming up next.
The streak is over. J.K. Dobbins ran all over the Bengals and became the first 100-yard rusher for the Broncos in nearly 40 games. With Dobbins and Harvey both gaining steam, has Denver found a new recipe for success on offense? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Worried about market losses? If headlines are keeping you up at night, it's time to take control. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and I know you've worked hard to save. But in times like these, what if can turn into what now? If you're planning to retire or are in retirement, you need a strategy that helps protect your future. At Trajan Wealth, you can capture market gains, protect your account from losses, and guarantee income for life. Right now, you could receive a bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10% for retirement income. You heard me right. An upfront bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10%, all guaranteed to boost your lifetime income in retirement. Don't leave your future to chance. Plan with confidence. Call Trajan today at 720-405-3300. That's 720-405-3300.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company, DBA, in most states, as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040. It's football season, and did you know that I am the reigning fan staff champion in the King Supers Football Pick'em? Yep, Stokely